Check this.
Why, hello everyone. It's time for more joy. No, it's time for the crew, and they are Pauline, Fred, and the Gisher. What's up, Gisher?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How y'all doing today?
Fantastic.
It is Friday,
It is
and
Friday.
it is time for some shenanigans. Bill will be joining us here momentarily. What are you guys all up to these days?
Oh, right about there.
I knew it. That's an old man
four.
joke. That's an old
There you
man
go.
dad joke. Yeah. And Tora says hello, happy Friday,
Oh, where's the
TGIF.
T-Man?
Yeah, the
Hey,
T
Tora.
man.
Tora, I hope Tora's feeling better.
He is.
Oh yeah, Tora, how's your health?
He's Tora. Well, you know what? Let's send him an invite.
Yeah.
I'll announce I am cancer free.
Oh, I didn't know you had
Yay!
What happened?
I literally got word Monday, and Tuesday I went and had it removed. So.
And it's nothing. It's benign. Well, good. That's wonderful.
No. It's squamous cell.
Oh.
Still what?
Squamous. I can't even say it right. Squamous cell. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
You get that from cats wagging their tail on your cheek.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why you have a beard, Lee. You don't need to have. You don't have to.
I have a beard because I don't have a cat.
Ah.
Yeah, it's skin cancer, but it's known in my family, and it's not.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right.
Talk amongst yourself.
We will.
I'm sorry, we just had the
So
new
did they
cat
have-
scared an old cat, and then this one's upset because she witnessed it. Yeah.
Oh.
I literally was diagnosed Monday, and she said, call the skin cancer center. It's 2 office doors down from mine. I called them 10 minutes later, and they said, we have an opening tomorrow. Do you want to come in? Sure. They take the first layer and they test it right there in the office and said, yep, but we got it all. You're good. Let's close you up.
Nice.
Yay.
So, yeah.
Wow.
And, yeah, my dad has had several of these over the years, but this was my first one. So I was like, I had a suspicion. It's just, like, I want to go get this tested. So.
That's smart.
And I got it within 6 months. So they said that was a really early call.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great that you were able to get in and see a dermatologist.
Yeah. I've seen one for a few years, just knowing that skin cancer runs in the family. So I saw her like 3 years ago at Clean Bill of Health. And last year I didn't see her at all because of COVID. So I went this spring. And, oh, yeah, pretty good. Let's just watch this spot. So 6 months later, I said, it didn't go away. She did a little freezy, spot on it. And said, let's do a biopsy. So the report came in on Monday and poop, just take care of it. Get rid of it.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Lee, what you eating?
Popcorn.
Nice.
I had real movie popcorn. I went and saw The 10 Rings with my family. That was good.
Oh,
Real movie popcorn. I
Today?
can't wait till the
you went and
James
saw
Bond
today?
movie comes out. Wouldn't another month. No, a couple of weeks for James Bond.
Mm-hmm. Bill and I are going. You want to go with us, Fred?
What?
Bill and I are going. You want to go with us, Fred?
Oh, sure. Sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk with my mouth full.
Oh, poor Tora.
Hey, Tora, I sent you a link, dude. Jump on real quick. Talk to us for a little bit.
They're liquid.
I see that. So you're not allowed to. How come you're not allowed to eat any solid food if you just scraped your cheek?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh.
I'm not on a clear liquid diet, but I just.
Oh, you're answering.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where's Tora? Come on, Tora.
There he is. Nope,
There we
that's Blaster. What's up, BK Blaster?
Okay, I'm going to start off with Pauline will understand this, and Pauline will know exactly where I stand. I'm upstairs, master bathroom,
Yep.
changing
want to hear
clothes.
this?
Changing clothes. The youngest cat comes in, proceeds to sit down, does his cat duties.
In the litter box, I'm guessing.
No, we're in the master bathroom upstairs, changing clothes.
So this is on
Youngest
your
cat-
T-shirt. This is on your T-shirt that's on the floor.
No, youngest cat comes in, sits down, proceeds to do his cat duties. Lack of grace, he's basically looking at his bunghole. Okay,
Nice.
so then he proceeds to walk on the counter or the kitchen, the sink, well, not the kitchen, the bathroom sink, and lick my toothbrush. After he just licked his bunghole, he proceeded to lick my toothbrush. There goes that toothbrush. There goes that toothbrush.
He does that all day, every day.
Oh my god.
I will now be covering my toothbrush after every time I'm done using it with a Dixie cup. Because now I don't know how many times he's done that.
Every day. Every day, Bill.
That's hysterical.
He's been doing that every day, Bill.
Walked right up, started licking my toothbrush after he just licked his bunghole.
He sees you use it to brush your teeth. He's just trying to fit in.
The similar story.
I threw the toothbrush out, and now I'm going to cover it with a Dixie cup. And I'm going to tell my wife, cover your toothbrush with your Dixie cup because you have no idea who's been licking that toothbrush.
No, that cat doesn't care about her toothbrush. He only wants to lick yours. He
Similar
throws your breath
story.
on there,
Cat-
Bill. He's like, no, that's Bill.
He had no damn shame. He just walked right up and licked it.
Did he look you in the eye while he
Did
did
he
it?
turn around and
Yes.
look at you after?
Yes. And this particular
there you
cat had the oldest cat doesn't really have facial expressions. The youngest cat can go from cute, I love you, to I'll kill you. His eyes will turn it's weird. He'll stare at you. I mean, you can talk to Julie. She'll even say the same thing. He'll look at you like he wants to kill you. Like the moment you go to say, I'll kill you. That look on his face, that scowl, I guess is the right word. That scowl. That he'll just kill you.
Friend of mine had a similar story.
That's when you get right in their face, and if they scowl or hiss, you go, "Bleh."
No, neither one of them have ever hissed. They've never hissed, thank God, because that would be a problem.
Mine hiss at each other, and I'm just in the way.
I'm sorry, I had to start.
That's hysterical. My friend had a toddler one day. She was sitting there in the bathroom and getting ready, and the toddler grabs her chapstick, and the toddler's putting it on or whatever, it's chapstick, and she turns around, and the toddler goes and starts rubbing the chapstick on the cat's butt.
Nice.
And she said, "Chapped, mommy," and she's rubbing, and she goes, "I don't know what I was more disturbed the fact that." How often has she done this? Because the cat could care less and just let her do this. And she's like, I cannot
Of course they did.
use any chapstick now. She had to throw them all away.
It probably feels good. The cats probably walk up to the little girl and go, "Hey, yeah, give me a little rub with that chapstick, will you?" I bet they do.
Yeah. So
Tora, you tell us about your health journey so far. What's going on with you? How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling okay. I was able to eat a little this week, but it's still a long process. They said it takes a couple of weeks to fully.
Yeah.
But surgery went great.
Tomorrow's the big day.
Well, yeah, I'm moving into my new place tomorrow.
Exciting. That sounds like fun. That's fun, dude. The light behind you is like totally. We can't even tell who it is. The light behind you is so bright.
That's my room light. Don't worry about it.
Well, I know I can't see you though.
Oh,
Yeah, we can't.
There you go. Hey, that's a good side of you, man. Look at that. That's perfect, bro.
Hey, have you guys been watching Ted Lasso?
yes, I love it.
Do you notice who
I don't even know who the hell Ted Lasso is.
It's the show that got the most Emmy
Oh
nominations.
yeah, no, I never have watched. You know what? Here's the thing, Fred. I'll let you get back to your Ted Lasso story. Hold on, stand by. I've been wanting to go seeing the commercials for it, and I love soccer. You know that. So I've been interested in seeing the show, but I haven't seen any of it. But I'll tell you that whenever I watch the Emmy Awards, freaking shows that win, I've never seen in my life. It's like, and the shows that I like and see all the time that I think are great never get any freaking awards.
Well, there you go.
It's so weird. Like The Crown. Who gives a rat?
I love The Crown. I love it.
I know you
there's
are.
a lot of people have watched that show.
Hold on, what's the term when you're like obsessed with royalty? You're something
Well, there's Anglophile, which is England, but
no,
a royalist.
File.
A royalist.
A royalist. Okay.
Anyway, Tora, you've seen the show?
Yes, I love it.
And the what's his name? Oh, God. The
Okay.
guy that looks exactly like you. The guy, the assistant coach.
Really?
Looks exactly like Tora.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jason Sudeikis is a really good actor.
He doesn't look like you.
No, I'm gonna see if I can find
Ted
something.
Lasso. Crazy Cat Lady, are you still there?
Yeah, hang on. I was just running to get socks. My feet were cold.
Oh, okay. No biggie. Just
Wait a
kidding.
minute. I'm gonna find it for you.
You'll find some socks for her, Fred.
I'm gonna find that guy.
That looks like Tora.
Yeah.
There, that's better, Tora. So much better. That's the angle, buddy. You're looking good. We can see your whole face now. Now just cut down your headroom.
Well, you're going to be set
That guy looks like Tora. Yeah, I
Rick
guess.
Goldstein?
That does look like Tora.
Well, actually, he's all dressed up there for an award. Let me just see if I can get another shot.
Oh, Nick Mohammed?
See if you can see a picture of him with an Adidas shirt on. So he matches up with Tora.
Let me out, Tora.
No.
No.
All right.
Nick Mohammed. Let's see. Oh, I got all nice pictures of him here.
Of course. What do you think he's going to take pictures of him looking like a bum?
Well, he's a coach. He's
Or he never looks like a bum either.
And to be fair, The Crown was an awesome show, Lee.
Okay, whatever. That's fine. I'm just not into the whole, hey, Ma, please give some crumpets for us this afternoon.
Fred, while you search for that, everyone's been to the zoo, right?
Yeah.
At some time or another, yes.
Okay. Did you ever take your kids to the zoo when they were little?
Of
Of
course.
course.
And you know going in to be careful with animals and their natural habitat, what could happen, correct?
Oh, God. Another one, huh?
Well, this one happened at the Bronx Zoo. Families were taking children.
Welcome back to my stand-up channel. Turns out humans aren't the only ones who get down and dirty for sexual pleasure.
Oh,
A pair of frisky gorillas at the Bronx Zoo proved that when one was filmed performing oral sex on its partner in front of aghast zoogoers.
Yep, a family had walked up to the gorilla enclosure and happened to notice two gorillas were eyeing each other. And then, but apparently the parents were not really paying attention to what started to happen. And so when it did happen, the parents shooed all the children away, and they could not shoo them away fast enough. Now, I have been to the National Zoo, and had gorillas come up, and gorillas were.
Mommy, that's not how you do mouth to mouth.
So you got to be careful when you go to a zoo what you might see or what might happen quickly. I know one time we took our kids, and I guess I don't know if it was Emily or Abby. Somebody has had their back to the lion enclosure, and the lion had crept up closely to the glass. And by the time the girls turned, the cat literally is at the glass.
Yeah.
I think they need a new diapers because they were not expecting to be that close that quickly.
I've seen many, many like that. In fact, one of the things I saw on YouTube one time was this little girl is up against the glass like this, and that freaking male lion made a charge, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
I would, yeah.
And
here's another reason why I'll never live in Louisiana. So this guy's filming. Watch what happens. Look closely.
It's gotta be a gator.
That is a gator. Dude, that thing starts coming up the stairs. Oh, it's moving.
I would have had to change my shorts if I had walked down those steps. This is at Hurricane Ida.
Yeah.
Killed at least 2 people, but perhaps most ominous, it's brought danger in the water.
Look at that rock right there.
Yeah, that's a nice looking rock until it moves.
Hey, honey, let's step down and we can step out on that rock and get over to the other side.
Hasn't been recovered and officials are investigating.
Here, babe, you go do that. Okay, here I go. No, go down. Ah! Rock's moving.
I would have needed a new pair of shorts if I had walked down
and started to come up the stairs. That's really hot, like top speed. Oh my God! What would you have done?
Were there gators in Mississippi?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I know they're prevalent in Louisiana.
Yeah. My in-laws' backyard goes right up to a bayou, and we used to go down and sit on the dock and they go fishing and all. And then until about 6 years ago, we were coming around behind the neighborhood, and you could see the bayou. And my father and I pointed out, oh, look at those 2 muddy bank spots. That's where the big alligators have been snoozing. And I'm like thinking he's joking. A couple days later, we were driving by and one went sliding into the water. And I'm like, I am never leaving the backyard again. They have a chain link fence. We are not going down by the bayou ever again.
Yeah.
It's
prevalent. They have these hurricanes.
Bill.
Huh?
All along I-10. It starts in, doesn't it start in Mississippi? Anyway, all along there is that marshland. It's all crocs and.
But when you get the hurricanes and the rising waters, and these gators get out of where they're naturally at, I would never walk waist high water across the street in Louisiana. It would never happen because I have no idea what's in that water. There would be never a day.
I-10 goes coast to coast.
Oh, it does. Well, no, but there's the bridge.
Oh yeah,
the bridge. I'm talking about the bridge. The bridge that goes over that swampland.
There he is.
There's Tora right there.
This is a picture of Nick Muhammad that I said, oh, that does look like Tora.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I'm talking about the bridge. Where does the bridge start, Fred?
Over here and goes over there.
Does it start in Alabama or does it start in Mississippi?
Maybe Texas. I don't know. No.
It goes to Texas.
Okay.
The bridge doesn't go all the way to Texas. It goes to Arkansas.
Amy, are you? I mean, not Amy. Pauline. Have you been watching the show, or how'd you know Nick Muhammad?
No, I just looked him up. I looked up the show, and I looked at the cast of characters, and I said, "Oh, he looks like Tora."
That must be Tora.
Yeah, no, he really does, and he's funny on the show. So
yeah, I'll have to binge. I'll have to go and get it and binge it. Is it on Netflix?
No, it's an Apple TV. So the first two.
I don't have Apple.
And the first 2 episodes are free, and then you got to pay for the rest of them. But Kathy was telling me about it the other night. We've been binge watching it. I said, SAG sent me the first season, so I had 10 episodes that I was able to watch.
Can I ask you guys a question? I thought about this the other night. I was watching a show, and I've seen the first 2 seasons. It's not something I would recommend because there's a lot of nudity and a lot of sexual, like, very graphic. On Netflix, it's called Sex Education.
So you're hooked.
And I was hooked. Yeah, I mean, I watched the first 2 seasons, and the third season just came out, and I just binged it. Okay. No, it's about this school in England. This is preparatory school, and it's just, I don't know, it's very intriguing, very interesting to listen to how they go about doing all the LGBTQ stuff and everything. It's very amazing. It's very interesting to watch, and I feel like I'm being educated myself in all of that stuff too that I'm not aware of. As far as like people using their own proper the pronouns they want to use and all these kind of things. There's a couple characters like that, and I already knew about that, but it helps me to see how that interaction happens. And anyway, it's been very interesting. But when I got done, I was like, what do I do now? I was done with the season. And I'm like, Fred, when you binge watch something, have you guys done this? You've binge watched something, and when it's over, it's like, oh.
Yeah, we binge watched The Office during the pandemic. Now I'm binge watching Frasier. I'm on season 2, and I remember this. That show was so damn good. And my favorite character is easily Niles on Frasier. He was so funny on that show. So that's 11 seasons too. I'm only on season 2.
You didn't like Bulldog?
Bulldog was funny. I'll give him credit. He was funny. But Niles is just, and there's I think there's talk of them bringing that show back.
I've heard.
But John Mahoney's dead, so I don't know how that works anyway.
Well, it's their dad, and just they'll talk about him and whatever
right.
all the time.
Because I don't remember Maris ever being an actual actress on the show. They talked about Maris all the time, but I don't if she ever reappeared.
Look at Diva, she's shaking her head.
Was she ever?
Never seen.
You never saw Maris. Oh, okay.
Never.
All right. Next time you guys go get some takeout food, just make sure that you don't take your gun with you and order your food.
What happened?
So this lady, a customer became angry that a Philadelphia Chipotle was closing early, pulled a gun, and demanded that somebody better give me my food. The terrifying confrontation unfolded just before 5 p.m. Saturday at the chain's location inside Roosevelt Mall in Philly. Store was closing its in-person service early because of staffing issues, but told its customers it would take online orders. Surveillance videos showed the woman in a gray top and pink pants reach into her purse, pull a gun, and gesture toward workers behind the counter. The woman demanded to speak to the store's manager as a button was pushed to call mall security to the scene. An employee complied and made the woman's order in an effort to have her leave. Even after the order was completed, the woman pulled her gun again. This is when she made her demand, took her meal, and left.
She was
so
hungry.
If you don't get your damn meal, you pull out a gun.
Well,
I went to Chipotle tonight to pick
Dude,
up.
Bill, what's the first thing you said to me? It's a mall where?
Philly.
In Philly, Roosevelt Mall, just outside Philly.
Exactly.
I love Philly.
I wouldn't go to Philly if the downtown area, that's all cool. I remember riding the bus, that was really cool and everything. Yep. I wouldn't go into the side streets and stuff of Philly on a bet.
I mean, to this day, I'm like, I never, ever, ever in my life thought I would wear a mask inside a bank.
Yeah, I know.
I never thought I would ever do that.
Yeah.
And it's so commonplace to wear a mask inside a bank now.
I know.
And you know what's going to happen when this whole thing is over. Someone's going to rob a bank wearing a mask because they say they're still unvaccinated. This could be 2-3 years down the road. I never thought I'd walk into a bank wearing a mask.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Or, no, dude, anywhere. I mean, walking into a 7-Eleven with a mask on is weird to me. It's like...
It's even weirder with a bank, though, because you never thought that would ever happen.
How about if you worked there and you see people coming in with a bank? It's like, oh, geez, normally I would push the button if I saw a guy coming here with a mask on.
Right.
You know?
It became so commonplace.
It is commonplace now, and
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the rate of bank robberies is right now, but somehow I want to say it's down. I don't know why. But
anyway, you guys ever see the movie Point Break?
Yeah.
With Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves, the server bank robbers in California. That's a great movie.
With their president masks.
Yeah, that's a really great movie.
Richard Nixon, LBJ, Kennedy.
Yeah. This is was a good movie. All right, I'm going to play a game with you guys. How well do you know your house? And even I'm honest, I didn't do anything, but how well do you know your house? So I'm going to give you 8 questions and see how many you can answer from memory. You ready? What maker of washer and dryer do you have?
No idea.
LG.
GE
One
maybe.
more.
LG. I just unloaded the washer and dryer today.
Okay. I have no idea. I have no idea what makeup washer dryer I have. I'm
No?
thinking, and all this came out today because not only did our girls' bathroom have an issue, the master bath has.
Is that Galen?
Yes, Galen. He just picked
Galen
up.
and I had a nice conversation this afternoon.
Well, that's good. Galen just picked up takeout and he didn't shoot anybody, just so you know.
That's good.
Oh, that's good.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that
As
is
long as he
good.
didn't have his gun.
From Chipotle?
No, from the Chinese restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So with the girls' bathroom, now we have Wonder Board put back where the
Mhm.
bathroom is.
Mhm.
But that was plywood before. So there's the
Okay.
Wonder Board.
That's
And
on the
all
floor.
this and once
That's
again
on
all
the
this
floor or the wall?
well that's the bath. So that's along the wall.
Okay, in
now.
the bath. Okay, gotcha.
And then they're
gotcha.
gonna have tiles. Then we have tile on the floor now, which actually is gonna look kind of nice.
What did they put on top of the wood?
They put underlayment underneath the tiles on the
Okay,
floor. So the
alright.
bathroom is all back to normal, which has to be ready by a week from tonight when 4 of the girls come over for homecoming,
Homecoming,
which I won't be here for. But they all have to be ready
Where are you
for
gonna be?
homecoming. I'll be in North Carolina,
Oh, okay.
going down to my Mitford festival. Anyway, so this made me thinking today of how much of my house do I know? And really not a lot. Okay, so you got that. What's the maker of your refrigerator?
GE.
I realized I'm
Profile.
all GE because we moved in here 2 years ago.
I have
so
GE
was
Profile except for our dishwasher,
No idea.
which you just replaced.
No
LG.
idea what I have. No idea what I have. I don't even pay attention to it. Although I know it got better.
Your stuff came with the house when you bought it, right? You haven't replaced it?
Oh no, we've see the thing is when we moved in, the lady had lived here by herself for the first 9 years. So there wasn't shit that was used around this house. I mean, nothing. Got beat to crap. Then we moved in, and in that time, a washer, the dryer, the refrigerator, the dishwasher, the hot water heater have all been replaced because there's 4 of us living in here now. And we discovered with the refrigerator, what she had before was the basic refrigerator. Exact. There you go. Nice.
Yep. There you go, bro.
We learned when you have kids of how your refrigerator has to have more room. So the newest refrigerator we got has an outer door now. The freezer has more space. So you learn as you get kids where you need more room. So we learned that up. Name 5 things in your refrigerator.
That's easy. Cheese,
That's
salami right now. There's some yogurts. There's Chobani yogurts we have that are like pretzel with caramel. My favorite, but I don't eat yogurt that much. But I did have one the other night. Wonderful. Hot dogs are in there. We got some 6427 bread or whatever the hell it is. It's
okay.
a low carb bread.
Yeah, Chuck likes
And milk. We got some. My son loves apple cider. I can keep going, Bill. I know
Okay.
the fridge pretty well.
So, all right.
I stand in
Pauline,
front of it and look in there.
5 things in your refrigerator.
orange juice, milk, eggs, Hillshire brats, leftovers, salad.
Okay.
Hillshire brats.
Fred,
No idea.
rice
No
cakes,
idea.
rice cakes, rice cakes, and rice cakes.
No, those are in the pantry.
I
Those are
just
not in the
finished the
fridge.
rice cake when I came up here.
He can tell you what's in the pantry. He can't tell you what's in the fridge.
I just finished the rice cake. Refrigerator prop. Oh, Nick bought some apple juice and some orange juice. And I saw
Nick still
tomatoes
there?
on the- I don't know.
Is
Apple
Nick
juice
still
and
there?
orange juice.
All right. So you guys are all the basics.
Oat milk, almond milk.
Oat milk.
Oat
Yes,
milk
oat
is
milk,
delicious.
yes.
Oat milk and almond milk. No regular milk. What else would we have? 5 things. Crap, I can't think of them.
See, there you go.
How
While
is
you're
that possible?
while you're thinking, Amy, 5 things in your refrigerator right now.
Oh, let's see. I have lettuce, cucumbers, milk, eggs, bacon, mustard, fish sauce.
All right, so you're good. Okay.
Ketchup, mustard, relish,
What the hell's
coffee,
fish sauce?
jam.
Yeah. What's fish sauce?
What is fish
like-
sauce?
For like
Cooking.
Asian cooking,
Thai cooking.
fermented fish
Um,
sauce.
Ugh. Don't say fermented fish. Oh,
I got it.
Okay. What's the 5th thing? Fred.
Oh, leftover jackfruit. What?
Leftover what?
That's an
Jack?
odd one.
Jackfruit.
That's what I call people. Dude, you're a jackfruit.
What's a jacked fruit? What is that?
It's a plant. My wife's the whole plant-based thing, so she knows all. I mean, we don't have like regular stuff in the refrigerator.
Only plant-based thing in my house is a plant. That's it. That's the only
Really?
plant-based thing in my house.
We'll go
We
over
do
here.
not do plant food.
Jackfruit doesn't
No.
look like anything you've ever seen,
I
and
think
it can be converted into and tasting just like anything like crazy. Like it was barbecue tonight, so it was barbecue night, a meatless barbecue. And if I gave you a jackfruit, you wouldn't.
bull crap.
Like soybeans.
Don't do that,
Soy-
Fred.
You can make
I've
anything.
tried. Nope. Sorry. You
But let
can't
it finish.
say you
Well,
make tofu out of it. I can make a tofu
okay,
steak.
yeah,
You'll
okay.
never guess.
Hold on. Where'd she go?
I'll be right there.
Okay.
She's going
Probably
to get some,
going to get some
she's going to
jackfruit
get some
show you.
jackfruit
Where is your circuit panel in your house located at?
on
In
the
the
wall
basement.
Laundry
by the
room.
door.
So everyone knows where it's at. Interesting.
I know where it is in your house. How about that?
Yep.
Basement.
Last
Boy,
last person to do wash in your house.
Me.
Me.
I want to say something here.
Alex.
Now this is going to
Go
sound
ahead.
terrible. We've been here for 2 years. I have never used the washing machine.
I'm sorry, what?
You've
I have
never used
I have never used it. I wouldn't know how to turn it on if you gave me $100 bill and said make this thing go on in the next 5 seconds. I couldn't do it.
Wow. So Kathy does all your laundry for you?
Well, mostly, listen, I'm going to tell you, mostly my mother-in-law does laundry downstairs because she really can't get around anywhere else. And also it's kind of part of her rent, whatever. But she does the laundry typically. But, check this out. And I'm not complaining here at all. This is cool. I understand. But everybody's laundry in the house gets folded and stacked in their own basket. Mine gets dumped in a basket and brought up for me to fold it.
Well,
And
what
actually,
do
it doesn't even get brought up. It's Lee, you have laundry down here, and I go down and
now,
I get it. And I gotta
Amy,
fold it.
if you were in her shoes and you had Lee's underwear, would you be folding it for me?
It's coming out of
I'd
the
fold
wash, Fred.
I'd
It's
fold it.
clean.
I'd
Well,
fold
those are
it.
two different things.
Is it
Some
holy
are-
It's
underwear?
everybody else's underwear.
Is it holy underwear?
No, I don't have holy underwear.
Hey.
I have actually pretty good underwear.
Yeah,
When
our
I
house
start getting
has-
raggedy. I get new underwear.
Billy and
Yeah.
I will go over there. We'll have a contest. Who can fold your laundry faster? We'll take the same number of songs.
No, Bill won't.
T-shirts.
You'll win.
Me?
Bill won't touch my laundry.
Oh, come on, Billy boy.
Okay. Year your house was built.
2 years ago.
Oh, geez. I know.
2001.
I do know too.
What year was
1980.
it? Okay. Amy.
I
My
think
parents
it's
was built in
2000.
78.
We bought it in 2014. I think it was built in 2012.
Okay.
Wow, you got a new house.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
newer.
Cool.
Who built your house?
Van Meter.
Emanini.
Richmond American.
Everyone's pretty
I
good
know.
with
I
this.
know who built my parents' house. I don't. Pepe, whatever last.
How about the
name
house
is.
you're in now?
Yeah. See, I don't know who did that one. Ryland, maybe.
Yeah, I can't go back and strangle my builder, but
This
too
is
far back.
this is
Actually, this is a Ryan home. Ryan.
Is it?
First
this
house
is
is
too
a
unfair
Ryan home.
slanted to me because I've only been here 2 years. 2 years this month. 2 years last week.
So what's the name of the company, Fred?
Oh, Van Meter. I see the trucks. We're not done yet.
Yeah.
Great thing about my first house, we were having it built on that street, and you never want to be the last house built on your street because basically you are taking all the leftovers from all the old houses. So while our house is being built and we moved in, they're still building houses on the street. So if anything had gone wrong, the guys are on the street. They're already there, so we can have.
That's
We
really
had a
good.
small O-ring in our shower that they fixed right away. So you never want to
Yeah.
be the last house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
And
many
your
AC?
Garbage. All the
Yeah.
garbage from the rest of this
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Problem is I can't tell you how many times we had nails in our tires from
Uh-oh.
driving down the street through
Uh-oh.
construction. Yeah, you get a bunch of nails in your tires, and that's just
yeah.
it just happened. How many AC units do you have on the outside of your house? Okay,
Oh.
everyone's good with that.
Two of
And
them, one
about
in
you?
the bedroom.
I have 2 on the outside of my house. I've already
Two?
replaced. I have 2.
Wow.
Yep, just replaced one at the tune of $10,000. That's for the upstairs AC. Yeah. So the furnace is probably next. And last question: how many smoke detectors do you have in your house?
Too many.
I have no idea.
It's how well you got to know your house, because it's that time of the year where you change the batteries. You have 4, okay? Pauline?
8 or 9 in the basement. There's one.
No. You probably
have
have
9 smoke detectors?
No, you probably only got 4, but you also have carbon monoxide detectors. Yes.
Nope. One
All
in
smoke
every
detectors.
bedroom, hallway, kitchen, basement.
Do you have a 5,000 square foot house?
4.
Yeah,
That's
see,
a lot
she's
of
got
that's a
big
lot of
ass
batteries.
house.
James. Yeah.
She got a big ass house. That's why.
I have 8 or 9, but I don't have a $5,000.
Only challenge in my
Bigger
house
than
is
fire or both.
Yeah, both.
Like
I
my
think.
parents at their house. See, mine are dual. All mine are because we replaced them. They're all dual fire and carbon monoxide. My parents added their carbon monoxide, so they got like pairs all over the house.
We have the wall carbon monoxide detectors, but the problem with detector in our master bedroom, it's 20 feet up in the air. So a normal ladder wasn't going to get to that, so I had to buy a bigger ladder because at 4 a.m., which is usually when they go off, they start chirping, and when they chirp, animals do not like that chirping sound. They
that's the other
freak
reason
the
no
hell
animal
out.
ever come in my freaking room when I'm sleeping.
It's almost like they know it's coming. So
I did not know that one. I had to cheat and ask Galen.
Well, a couple days ago, I said to Nick,
Like 10 or 12. I'm not sure.
go outside and get the ladder and see if you can reach so we can close one of these vents. It was cold. Cold air was blowing in from the register.
You're old and thin-skinned, right?
Yeah. So I said, Nick, go get the ladder. I'm glad you're here. Go take care of this. He just like he was done.
He's like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Straight up
He
and
didn't
knocked
even
it
need a
over.
ladder. He just reached up and did it,
Yeah,
didn't he?
he jumped up and he knocked it over.
That's my son does that. He changes the air filters on the ceiling without.
That's what he did. That's what he did on the ceiling.
How
Closed
tall is Nick, Fred?
6'4.5".
Okay. Well,
Some days 6'5", some days 6'4".
Pauline's got you beat.
There you go.
6'8".
Yeah.
Nice.
And just remember, when your smoke detectors are over 10 years old, they got to be replaced.
Yep.
Are they both 6'8", Pauline?
No, the little one is 6'3".
The little one.
How old's the 6'8"?
Chuck's 6'3", right?
They're 26 and 24.
Ah.
How tall is Chuck?
6'2".
Yeah, 6'2", like my size, my height. Yeah. I used to be 6'3". Now I'm 6'2".
Hey, Billy Boy, every October forever that I can remember, I've changed the batteries. And since my kids have been, out on their own, I email them and I tell them the same thing. Make sure you do it.
April and October, I change my detectors all the time.
Is that the 6'3" one or the 6'8" one? That's 6'3".
This is the short one. This is 6'3".
6'3", right.
Hello there.
How you doing, dude?
Doing pretty good.
What's your name? Tell me.
Drew.
Okay. She says your names all the time, but I don't know which one goes with
This
it.
is the baby.
Your dad and I were pretty good friends in high school, actually. I don't really remember Pauline.
Who was in this band? Who was in the high school band?
Pauline and Chuck and me and Diva.
Oh, wow.
We were all in the band. Diva played clarinet.
Wait, don't tell me. I'm gonna figure it out. Wait a minute.
Okay, you tell us what we played. You already know what I played. It's in my name.
Well, you were on the drum. You were a percussionist. Amy, I'm going to guess you were a saxophonist. Trumpet.
You can play saxophone.
Trombone.
Come here, because now they can see your face.
You can play saxophone.
Were you exhaling air when you played this instrument?
Yes.
Trumpet, saxophone, trombone, clarinet.
Did you do this too? Yeah.
Both of you clarinet. No. Yeah, both of you.
Yep, both of them.
Yeah.
But also, Amy did the. You didn't do cymbals?
Nope.
I thought you did.
All the years.
Pauline?
What? No, my sister was. I was gonna say my sister was flags.
Oh, flag.
Oh.
All the years you all did band, did anybody trip over somebody else?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
I almost fell up the stairs one time.
Like during the game, they tripped over somebody else.
I'm sure it's happened. I don't know. You didn't.
Yeah, but what's even funnier is the one year we were doing the trumpet guillotine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Trombones.
Who's we?
It was trumpets.
Oh.
We did
Your
with trumpets.
your husband was.
Yeah, Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck was on that.
She says
But
we. We were doing the guillotine. No, not with the clarinet. You weren't.
But with the trumpet and turn the wrong way and smack the daylights out of the person next to you.
Oh boy.
Who do you hit? Gary Williams? Well, you said,
How long does it take? How long does it take you guys to put together a halftime show?
A long time.
A week?
No, more than that.
Weeks.
One time at band camp,
no. Listen, Bill. I will tell you that it took the drum line all summer on Wednesdays and Mondays. We were there every Wednesday and Monday on the
You
summer
spent
time
your summer? Wow.
playing drums. Who wouldn't rather play drums than anything else?
It was so much fun.
Of course, I also worked at Gaddy's every single day, Bill. It closed probably every night. But anyway, but the band, yeah, they rolled in for band camp. And then it took them another 3 weeks after that to get their act together. We had our whole
Camp is that school? You go away somewhere to do that.
Oh, band camp was away. We used to go to
Bridgewater
College. But so the band would come rolling in at band camp, and the drum line, we already knew what we were supposed to do for the whole show. So half the time, turn team's like, drum line, go sit on the sideline. And we used to haze our rookie drummers while we were sitting on the sideline.
Were you in the band at the same
Get
time?
him as a dog.
Ah,
Crap like that.
But you guys would still have to like bang out the beats for everybody marching.
Not
around.
always. No, we had one snare that stood over the side and kept.
I know, yeah.
And that was usually Golson.
Some poor fool had to sit
That
there
was
and beat the
usually
drum.
that was usually.
But you all did a different theme each week, right?
No.
One for a year.
Show the whole year.
in
The whole
college,
season.
at JMU marching band, there was a different show each week.
The complete.
It was variations on.
Okay.
What we would do is we would learn 6 or 7 sets with music, and then we would switch the combination of the music and the order. Now, in high school, you had to march. The set would merge into another thing. At JMU, it's like run to the next set. Or
Right.
you have 10 counts and get to the next set. Boom.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
who's
sometimes
the dude or lady on the steps?
That's the drum major.
And you how do you get
Drum
that
major.
role? I'm trying to
How do you
understand.
get that role? You
How do you
try
get
out
that
for it.
role?
How do you get that role?
Ask
You
Amy.
try
how
out
it's
for it, and you got to be good. And I'm gonna tell you what, our drum majors were lifting weights together all the time. Because
Are you a senior?
let me tell you
Obviously, you're a
something, doing
senior
this
in
the
that
whole
role, right?
no, you don't have to be a senior necessarily.
But you had to audition, and
You had to audition for it. You had to be able to keep time for a whole set, each song. You had to know. I mean, you were like a conductor. That's what a drum major is. He's
Okay.
the drum. He's the. And then we had usually you have 2, and then George Mason, James Madison. You guys had 4, right?
4.
They had
Because
4.
the
Charlotte
band
was in James Madison's band.
So
Amy, were you
Superstar.
drum major?
yes. So when you asked,
Not when I was there.
when we were in band all together, there was a few years where we all overlapped. But Lee's 1 year older, and Amy, I think you're 1 year younger than me, or 2 years younger. Were you with
I'm
Renee?
87. I was with Renee.
Renee. So yeah. So there's only 1 year where Lee.
You had Markham, right?
I had both.
But
I had
Pauline, you had
Trenton
Markham,
and
right? 'Cause
Markham.
didn't Mo-
No, Mr.
You
T.
had-
I was there for Mr. T's last year. I never had Mr.
But just,
Markham.
you only had him. Oh, you never had Markham.
No.
Oh, no, because you were only a year behind me. So
Yeah.
T was there 1 more year, and then Markham took over, and that sucked for the band because Markham was a judge, and he wouldn't take the band anywhere for some competitions because he wanted to make money, and so he would go and judge those competitions and leave the band at home.
Yep.
Who Markham?
Yeah.
I don't know. He went to most
So
of
wait-
the stuff I went to.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, so you have all these different groups, horns, clarinet, whatever. How do you all come together to all do the same
Oh God.
thing?
The drum line. That's my senior year.
Yeah, I wasn't anywhere near.
Okay.
Although someone looks like someone was wearing my drum. Put
So
that back up there,
we
Diva.
all learned our
What?
part of our music, just like we would
put
play
that
in the
back up.
concert.
Okay.
We read our music. We learn to play together.
No, it's not my drum.
And while you're learning to play, sitting down the music, and then you're memorizing it, you're also then learning marching sets. You come out literally with a map and says, "Okay, you stand here, you stand here, you stand." And you learn this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you say, "Okay, you now have 6 counts, and now you're going to go to this spot," and we're learn our spots.
There we
Okay.
are practicing
Well,
it
there's a
right.
cute little butt on that. Oh, that's
That's
you,
my
Amy.
butt.
Sorry.
That's my butt.
I know. You got a cute little butt
my
there.
butt.
There you go.
That's
Is that a Bridgewater?
That's a
Or
Bridgewater.
behind-
Yep.
That's a
That's
Bridgewater.
you
Okay.
see. Yeah, that was
Yeah, because that's the scaffold that Turntine used to stand up on.
McCarthy.
Well,
it was
whoever.
cool. It was cool. Let
Yeah.
me see if I can find it.
McCarthy.
And you all still do this whether it's raining or not, right?
We didn't play
it
in the
depends.
rain, but you could march in the rain and learn your sets. Yeah.
Okay. So if a game is raining,
It's rain gear,
you guys are
but
not
we
doing a
did-
halftime show.
Oh no, if there's no game, there's no show.
This is like the end of band camp, where you pretty much have the drill for most of it done.
Okay.
You put on your shirt and you basically run the show at the end of the week at Bridgewater. That's on the lower field of Bridgewater. Lee and Pauline have both been out there.
Okay.
You know what? Here's the other thing, Bill. When I was in band, when I was very rare the couple of years that I was in the band that we weren't ready to do our whole show on first home game.
Okay.
But then after, look at that. Hot
Very nice.
I was so excited that the year that we did this, I did not have to wear a skirt. I was so happy.
You were the first female.
I was the first
major
female
without-
drum major they let wear pants.
And look, she's wearing. Look at the hat she's got too.
Oh, hold on.
Isn't that a cowboy hat? No.
Oh,
That's your hat.
no.
What's that under your other left arm?
Looks like makeup. Looks like a makeup bag or something. I don't know.
Because recently some of the band members came out to the Bailey's house and they had new uniforms on. So how often do you guys get new uniforms? Like every couple of years?
No.
10.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
every
Okay.
10,
Check
yeah.
this out. This is
The
my
ones
senior.
that they were wearing though, Bill, they've had for
Very
about
nice.
5 years.
That was like one of the largest American flags in the entire world at the time, and we got in so much crap because I don't know how much that sucker cost, but apparently it was quite a bit, and people were freaking out because
What?
everybody was afraid that it was going to touch the ground,
Yep.
and they couldn't touch the ground. So when they unfurled this sucker, they had to run like the wind
Underneath.
because God forbid in like a military town like Fairfax, God forbid you let that sucker hit the ground. But that was crazy. But there was like a whole bunch of scandal and dirt.
Wow.
Because everybody's like, because they thought the price was ridiculous. They're like, which compares in no way to what they spend on marching band stuff today. I mean, now everything's about features and special
Right,
yeah.
effects, and I mean,
So
So at the end of a football season, you go on to your championships or whatever band
Oh, no, during the football
competitions,
season,
I should say.
during the football season, we have competitions on the weekends. So we would have a game Friday night, do our show, and then Saturday night or afternoon or whatever, we would go to a show like at Mount Vernon. The big shows were James
yeah,
Madison.
this is Mount
of
Vernon,
course.
I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Actually,
I know
that's our flag
Iannacone.
captain, our rifle captain,
That's
and both
Iannacone
drum
right there.
majors
Bobby.
after the competition. So that's
Renee
like Bobby
might even be-
Iannacone.
Now, what
Renee
year
might
was
be in
this?
that picture.
What year?
This would have been
87.
86,
86.
Year after I graduated.
which is just crazy. 86 is like so long ago. Oh my gosh, I feel old.
87, I
Um,
started with Channel 10 Sports. They started
96,
in
06.
86. I
That's
started
right,
in
you
87.
did. I remember we started about the same time, didn't we, Fred?
Yeah.
I was up in the. This is back.
You're
when
on
we
your
had
30th
Crimson
anniversary,
Crew.
right?
Huh?
96, 06, 16. 35th anniversary is this year, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Tonight is my high school 50th anniversary.
Tonight is Robinson's 50th being open.
And a lot of people are not going. Me, obviously, I'm here and not in Rhode Island. Everybody's worried about COVID. They're going like, I don't know if this is a good idea. The class of 70 would have had theirs last year, but they had theirs last month. They kept postponing it, and they got like 50 people to show up. And everybody's saying,
I never went to any of mine.
I never been to
I
one
had a
either.
good time in mine. I had a good time in the.
I've never gone.
We also had a marching band reunion. We need to do that again.
Well, thank goodness Pauline went to hers.
I was the organizer. Yeah, I was gonna say I went to my 5th year reunion, and that's when Chuck and I met up, and I was one of the organizers for the 30th.
Nice.
So if they were to ever ask you guys to come back and do a halftime show, would they be able to get everybody to come back to do it?
Everybody? No.
I go once
Even
a
James
year
Madison
down to
can't get everybody.
JMU. Once a year, JMU hosts the alumni band and if you've ever been in a Marching Royal Duke and MRD, you get to come down and jump on the field and play with the current band.
Nah.
Let me tell you something,
Very
Bill.
nice.
Here's the thing, too. In '84, when we went to Parade of Champions, we played Artistry and Rhythm with our marching band. And then the year after that, James Madison started doing it. And then because they liked us, they liked the way we did it so much that they did Artistry and Rhythm. And they've been doing it ever since. And isn't that y'all's song you do? Don't you guys do Artistry and Rhythm? What do you do, Missy Miss?
Who me?
It used
It's
to
never
be
different every year. It's the same damn one.
Yeah, but we used to play
Maybe I got the wrong song.
Rolling on the River or whatever.
No.
The Tina Turner, and now they do not ours.
Oh, Get It On.
Get It On.
That's what we
play.
and
Get
we
It
did
On.
that year too, didn't we? In '84, did we do Get It On?
I don't remember.
I don't know. All I know is Get It On is when you guys do now. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But Chase,
Everybody yells and runs onto the field.
Right. Well, it's nice to go down, take a little stroll down memory lane. I was never in band, so I was curious as to what you all go through.
So I came up with something this afternoon. I called both Bill and Diva, and maybe we don't have but a couple here. I came up with a couple. I talked to my wife about it also. It was really weird. One of the things I'm curious about for you guys is it occurred to me there are things that were weird or strange or not common at all in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Fred, you can help us with this because you were alive then. That nowadays are totally commonplace. I saw a picture, for instance. This is what got me going. I saw a picture of these two dudes standing next to each other. One guy had a bunch of tattoos. The other guy didn't have any. And it wasn't about tattoos, this picture that I saw. It was something else. But I thought to myself, back in the 50s, someone would have said, hey, look at that guy's got a tattoo. Nowadays, people say, hey, look at that guy. He doesn't have any tattoos. You see the difference? So go ahead, Fred. What do you got?
Small correction. In the 50s, a lot of guys
I
had
know people did.
because they came back from World War II just a few years before. But after that, like 60s and 60s, I never saw a tattoo unless it was a World War II veteran.
Right. No, and I get that. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, the tattoos you see now, you didn't see then.
And women,
And it was
I
like,
never.
if somebody
I was
had
here.
one, it was like, oh, look at that guy. What kind of tattoo is that?
I was
And now it's like, that guy doesn't have any tattoos.
I know.
What a
I was living in Alexandria, so this had to be the 80s. And I went to this place where the guys used to all hang out, my work buddies. And I went in on a Saturday and I met just one other guy there. And these motorcycle chicks had tattoos. This was like in the 80s. I was like, oh my God, tattoos. I'd never seen a tattoo on a woman back then. Now it's no big deal.
My assistant principal has one on her ankle. I mean,
Oh,
all
yeah.
these teachers, like very button up, I thought very straight laced. And then I go to meet them, someplace for adult beverages on the weekend. And like all of a sudden I see all this skin and tattoos and I'm like,
And piercings. They got a piercing in their eyebrow. They got a piercing in their nose, in the side of their nose, in their lip, but not at school. At school, they're all like this. Hi. They leave school and they look like they're. No, that's not how they look. They look great. So, but
I've always been
Put it in
fascinated by tattoos and what they mean. And some are like they have no meaning. It was just you want to be a part of a fraternity.
Cool.
You all, yeah.
Oh, those. Oh, you
So-
mean brands? How about that? Some of these brands, some of these sports fraternities do. Oh,
Yeah.
God, I can't even imagine doing that.
No, I mean tattoos back in the I can't remember. 80s is when I remember starting to see tattoos. 70s, I don't think anybody had one, unless you were like a Marine or something, or
Or your
Navy.
dad or
You got
grandpa,
a Navy
yeah.
hook. Yeah,
Yeah, military.
you got a
I
Navy
remember one of the-
Navy anchor on your arm or whatever.
Right, and then you start to see that. Like, for instance, I was learned by some guy one time about some of the different military tattoos. And it's really funny. I had just been taught by my dad or something. We had seen a guy, and my dad told me that's a frogman tattoo. And frogmen are freaking they're just like seals. I mean, they're super trained. They got to go underwater and put demolitions on the side of ships. They got to swim for miles and miles underwater to sneak up on the ship and put a magnet charge on the side of a ship, those kind of things. They have to dive super deep in the water. In fact, at the Navy naval yard, there's a dive chamber that goes down like a mile into the ground.
Yeah.
And so they can get used to the bends and things like that. Anyway, so if you have one of those tattoos on your calf, that's where they put them, on the calf of their leg. If you got one of those tattoos, you are a BA, dude. You are a badass. I mean, there's no doubt. Everybody in the military, if they see a guy with that freaking frogman tattoo, they know, okay, he's a badass. And I was at Nova one time. We were taking a computer class or something. I'm sitting there, and it's a guy about my age, I guess. And he came in and he sat down in shorts, and I looked over and I saw that damn tattoo. And after we had our break in class, I said, "Hey, what's up, BA?" He's like, "Huh?" I said, "I saw your frogman tattoo." And he's like, "Okay, all right." So we chatted about it and everything. It was cool. He was cool guy. Cool dude. But yeah, badass. No doubt.
So I wonder if Mr. T's name, B.A. Baracus, and the A-Team was Badass Baracus.
Huh.
Maybe that was his name.
I think BA might have been. I don't
Nice
know.
hat.
That's
Yes.
my band uniform at JMU.
Very
Nice
nice.
hat.
Madison,
Well, that's
James
cool.
Madison.
Now
We
I can
are
imagine.
the
I can imagine on a 100-degree day, that stuff is gotta be really bad to wear.
So,
Horrid.
what year
Yeah.
did you graduate from Madison?
89.
89.
Yeah.
Oh, Pauline's my class at Woodson, 85.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, same class as you, Devo. You 86?
She's
87.
87. My
87? No,
sister's-
Robinson.
Yeah.
You're 87. Okay. Charlotte was a year older than you. So
Yeah, my
Charlotte was
sister-
86 and 90. You
Yep.
graduated from Madison 90.
Yeah. Charlotte was in between us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Charlotte was the first chair saxophone.
Hey, do we have any quiz tonight?
Year.
We do have some quizzes.
Quizzes?
What do you think are some of the most photographed landmarks in the United States?
Empire State Building.
Hold on, let me
Statue of
check it
Liberty.
off. Empire State Building. That's one. Go ahead.
Statue
Go-
of Liberty.
It's
Hold
got to be
on.
number one. That's
Statue of
got to be
Liberty.
number one.
Wait a second.
I don't
These are
know.
the most photographed landmark. Statue of Liberty's there. Okay. Most
don't
photographed
think-
landmarks in the U.S.
Golden
Not
Gate
Rushmore.
Bridge.
Rushmore is what
Not
Diva
Rushmore.
says, but I don't think that many people go there.
Golden Gate Bridge is
Bridge.
one of them.
How many do you have on your list? I mean, if we're looking for the top 5 or the top
10.
30. 10.
These
okay.
are the 10 most photographed landmarks in the United States.
Okay,
United
statue.
States Capitol.
No, not on there.
Wait a
White
Does
minute.
that include like natural things as well as
Yep, it does.
constructed things?
It does.
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon is a good one.
Grand Canyon is on there.
Hoover Dam.
St.
No.
Louis Arch.
Nope.
Vegas.
Caesar's Palace in Vegas. That's one of
Not
them.
New Orleans, just
Nope, not on there.
Bourbon Street. No.
Not on there.
Miami.
What about the Alamo?
No. You're missing some obvious ones.
I'm sure. Well, the
Washington
Washington
Monument.
Monument?
Not on there.
And
Cherry
Capitol
Blossom.
Hill is not on there either?
Tidal Basin. Cherry blossoms.
wait,
No.
No.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls is on there.
Or for people my age, they call it Viagra
Which is,
Falls.
have you guys ever been to Niagara Falls?
Mhm.
All ever seen Niagara Falls?
I
Gone on
haven't
the
been
boat?
there.
No, I've never been
It
there.
is
Yep.
fascinating. It's even more fascinating when the damn thing is frozen. I mean, I'm not now. There was frozen, but a picture of the falls actually in like February is pretty cool. But we had taken a boat thing right up to the falls. It's pretty fascinating.
That's cool.
How many more do we have to
Um,
go?
Hold on. How many have we not gotten?
Hold on. One.
Mississippi.
4. You've got 4. You haven't gotten.
Or we haven't guessed.
Mississippi.
Miami.
Miami.
Oh.
Bunch of Cubanos. Just kidding. The Hollywood sign.
No.
Oh.
You would think that would be one of the most, but it's not. It's not on this list.
How about the Space Needle?
Not on there. Nope. Route 66, Chicago to Los Angeles.
Oh yeah,
Oh, who takes that picture?
It's
I've been there. That's right out of town. I've been there.
it's one of the original highways
I
in the
know.
U.S.
I know the southernmost point in Key West.
Oh, Key West, baby.
Key West.
No.
No,
Four Corners?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
I thought that Key West sign. Everybody
Dodge
in
City.
Key West.
It's not Dodge City. I know that's not there.
What's the Yellowstone thing? What's the geyser thing? What's that thing called?
Oh yeah, the guys.
Yellowstone National Park. Uh-uh.
Old.
Nope.
Old Faithful.
You guys
I
missed.
called it Old Hateful when I was a little kid.
You guys
Old
missed
Hateful's gonna blow.
the Brooklyn Bridge in New York City.
Okay.
World Trade Center.
Times Square, New York.
Yep.
Of course.
Central Park in New York.
You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
And last one, well, I think that was it. That was it. These are the most parks in the U.S.
Good.
Gotcha.
So now, what do you think are the most photographed statues of the world?
Statues
Ben.
in the world?
Statues?
Yes.
Big
What
Ben.
constitutes a statue? You mean like of a person?
Well, first of all, it would be the big Jesus in Brazil.
That's on there. That actually
Um,
came in at number one.
The reclining
Christ Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Christ Redeemer. That's right.
Statue of Liberty, I assume.
What is this? The most?
It is on there. Yep.
What about the
Statue.
The
reclining,
most photographed statues in the world.
In the world.
What about the
That-
reclining
Buddha.
Buddha? The reclining Buddha in Thailand?
Reclining Buddha in Thailand. No, not on there.
Oh. In the world.
Lenin?
Most
Would there be
most
one in
photographed statues in the world.
Statues.
There's got to be a Lenin
London?
statue
Admiral
still
Nelson.
Oh yeah.
somewhere.
Lenin statue in Moscow. No.
Not on there. Not as the most photographed.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Most photographed statue.
Just things like the Eiffel Tower. Not as a statue.
No.
Okay.
Well,
Mhm.
I just wasn't sure how strict they were going to be with the concept of a statue.
Right. I know. I hear you. That's what I was.
Can it be like a modern type thing, like that love installation?
Modern ones are not on here.
Okay.
could it be the Eiffel Tower, or you're not considering?
No.
It's not considered.
How
It's
about
a
Nope.
what
statue.
about David?
Oh, David.
Oh, David.
And then like
Yeah.
the pissing boy and
Oh,
Oh, the
Statue
little
of David.
Belgian pissing boy.
Statue of David in Florence, Italy is on there.
The little pissing boy in Belgium.
what about
We have a picture of that somewhere.
in the Louvre? Winged
The Louvre.
Victory. Winged
Who?
Victory.
Winged Victory.
oh,
What about Aphrodite? Is it Aphrodite? Who's the one without the arms?
isn't it Venus? Isn't there like a statue
Oh,
of Venus in
Venus.
Greece somewhere?
Diana.
Who is it without the arms?
What's
Venus.
Not
okay.
on. Not on.
No. Are you sure it's Venus?
But that would
Venus de
Degas-
Milo. That's
Venus de
right.
Milo?
Venus,
Yeah.
Venus de Milo.
Venus de Milo, yeah.
The statue of David. We already got that one, right?
Did you say no to Venus de Milo?
Not on.
What about the Degas ballerina?
Not on there.
Hmm.
Not on there.
Rodin,
Um.
the thinker.
Oh, the
So
Oh, the
we
thinker.
have
The thinker.
the thinker. Hold on. What's
We
it?
lost Lee. What
Um,
happened?
Yeah.
no, not on there.
Lito,
I'll be
come
back.
Okay.
We've got the Atlas in New York City.
Oh,
Oh.
cool.
Okay. So this is inspired by Titan Greek of mythology. Then we have the Angel of Independence in Mexico.
I wouldn't have
Oh,
done that.
Mexico City.
I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with that. Oh, cool.
I think
Then we
that's
have
one-
the, I can't even pronounce this, Malegua Willa Buddha statue in Sri Lanka.
Okay. That's
Okay, I've seen that one.
The Ushiku Matsu in Japan. The Little Mermaid in Denmark.
I took a
Yes.
picture of
Oh
that.
my God, I
I
had
have
no
a
idea.
necklace. I have a necklace of that.
You know what? That place
Wow.
is like so crowded. It's
Yeah.
hard to get a picture for real.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got the rest of them. So I'm like, these are pretty interesting. The most photographed statues in the world.
That's
I'm
hard to
surprised
do.
Wing
No,
Victory is not.
Where did Lee go?
take a leak
Oh, probably. Okay.
is my guess.
So we, Fred, were you with us last week to interpret another language? For that?
Wait, that sounds familiar.
We
What is
played
it?
a game last week of I'm going to give you something in another language
Oh,
and you
yeah.
interpret it. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Sure.
What
You
language
want
is
it
Fred
to
now?
I'll try it.
You want Italian, Spanish, or French?
Let's go French.
Who do you speak?
What is this in English?
The grocery type of thing or whatever it is situated on that I don't know something of the street, the corner of the street.
Isn't that the bread store?
Oh, boulangerie.
Boulangerie?
Yeah.
The bread store on the Situation Street.
Is situated on is located on the corner of the street.
Was it corner or the other side?
Bread store on the corner.
I don't know what COY.
Bread store on the corner, Bill.
The bakery shop is located around the corner.
Around
There you
the
go.
corner. Okay.
Not too bad. It's been a long time. Go ahead. Next.
Okay. So now we're going to go on to, you want Italian or Spanish?
Italiano. Por favore.
Por favore. Yeah.
In Italian,
Hey, signore.
translate that.
Sto cercando il ristorante in fondo alla strada.
Yeah, something about the restaurant up the street.
The pork.
Pork?
Sarah.
Pork restaurant?
Sarasando in the restaurant.
The restaurants, some type of restaurants in the front of the street or something.
Cercando il ristorante in fondo alla strada. I don't know what il fondo
What is
alla
it, Billy?
strada means.
I'm thinking cerdo in Spanish. Sto in fondo alla.
Tell us, Billy. Tell us.
I'm looking for the restaurant down the street.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
looking for the restaurant. The restaurante.
Italian or Spanish?
Italian. We got to get something in Gaelic for Seamus to do for us.
Ai. Il calcio è lo sport più grande.
Something is a very big sport.
El calcio. Calcio. What's calcio? That's not
It's very
Spanish
popular
soccer, is it? What did you say? Crazy cat lady?
Calcio e lo sport.
Something is a very popular sport.
Yeah, but what's el calcio? Or calcio?
Golf. I don't know.
Calcio.
Yeah, I was thinking with a chi.
Il calcio.
Soccer is the greatest sport.
It is soccer. Wow, sorry. Didn't know what soccer was in Italian.
I didn't. I do now.
Two more. There's
I
two
thought it
more.
was football.
Two
Kathy
more.
was sick in Italy a couple of years ago, and we went to a pharmacy, and they said, blah, 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 vitamina J. What? What do you want us to do? Vitamina J. And we go over vitamin C.
Vitamina J.
Vitamina J.
Do Spanish.
Two more.
What's
The
left?
two more, and they're in
Let's see if we
Spanish.
can do some Spanish. La cena llega tarde
Late.
hora.
And the hour. Something a problem occurs late at night.
Mhm.
This problems.
Isn't that the kitchen?
Tarde in a hora. Tarde late, and
Hora,
the
late in
hour
time.
is causes problems. Lacina. Illegal
What's La
activity.
cena?
Illegal activity happens late at
Is a
night.
problem in the evenings.
Yeah.
Illegal activity is problem in the evenings.
Or that's John Cena. John Cena's a problem in the evening.
La cena.
The dinner is late.
Oh,
Lacina.
say it again.
The dinner is late, and now you are in trouble.
Trouble.
Okay.
And last one.
German.
More.
Faltan solo 5 meses para el Dia de Navidad. That's okay. Christmas.
Christmas, five
Something
something.
fifth. Faltan solo cinco.
5
5 messes, 5 meals.
before the night of
We have
Christmas.
5 meals on Christmas Eve.
Something.
The
We
day
have
of
5
the,
meals
the
on
day of
Christmas
Christmas.
Eve, Bill.
On
Why does it
Christmas
Eve?
time.
Isn't that day of Christmas?
Dia would be day.
Okay,
Christmas.
Christmas Day. We
Only
have 5 meals Christmas Day.
Yeah,
only five.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Italians would do that. That's something
Prepare
culturally they would do.
5 meals on Christmas Day.
Christmas is only 5 months away.
But
5
we're all
months.
wrong about meals. Okay. Well, we're going to eat every day till then.
There you
Five.
go. There you go.
That's good.
So
What
I
else you got?
asked you guys to do some homework on human decency,
Uh-oh.
and I came across a video today of this is
Oh,
human
God.
decency.
Look at
So-
hold on. Show that again, Amy. Show that again. She really did her homework, Bill. Look at
Oh,
that
my
crap.
God.
Oh my
I'm
God.
very proud of you. So this is a
I'm embarrassed.
a recent event. A lady had gotten stuck. Hold on. They with the recent floods in Washington D.C. not too long ago.
Mhm.
Car, she's interfering with the car and got stuck. I gotta get through the commercials. And this is a sample of human decency. Hold on.
Yep,
They're
yep.
stuck in water. Marines in full dress uniforms
Oh yeah, I
get
saw
out
that.
of their bus. This is a sample of human decency.
I love that. I saw that. That was amazing.
Full dress uniforms, pouring down rain. This is what Marines do.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
It's just about doing the right thing when no one's looking.
I can't explain in words.
That's
What was your car
amazing.
getting washed away?
Yeah.
No, they pushed her car.
No, she
They
was
pushed
stuck
her
in
car
water.
to safety. I know. Didn't they push her car to safety?
It's gotten 4 million views.
Yeah, they pushed her car.
This is the most American.
You can't see them, but they're at the back of the car right
It should
there in
also be
that
what's
picture, and they're
expected of just
pushing her, aren't
humanity
they?
in general. This shouldn't be an outlier case. And if people just reciprocate that and do good on to others, I think our country's heading in a good direction.
Called the golden rule. Absolutely.
Wow.
So that's one sample of human decency. Here's another one. Hold on.
You love
So I
Bruno
re-
Mars, Bill.
I do love Bruno Mars. This is another one of. Wait a second. Wait. Hold on. Oh, I forgot to bring a book down. Damn it. Where the hell is it? Wait a
Just
second.
tell us about it, dude.
It was a gentleman. Oh, I know what it is. A gentleman had spent 45 years working for the Miami Dolphins.
We wanted to all get together today.
He's worked in the kitchen for 45 years with the Miami Dolphins. Okay?
Make all of our days better, right? I love our mission statement. Above all else, we're committed to the care and improvement of human life, and you can't do that without food, right? You make all of our days better. You know all of our meals.
Can you hear this?
You walk in, you know
Yeah, we hear him.
So we wanted to take a second. Obviously, you saw the balloons. They weren't supposed to be here until today, so that was got a two-day celebration. That's a big bonus. But obviously, the balloons, the cake. But the big thing we want to share with you today, actually, before I reveal that, for you, we've got a couple Miami Dolphins football.
Wait, it gets better. And if you are not having a tear in your eye in about 2 minutes, something's wrong.
In recognition of your many years of
There's
service
always
here,
been something wrong with him. Sociopath.
will no longer be known as the grill, but it'll be known as Danny's.
Awesome.
Oh, I love that.
That's cool.
Oh.
Aw. Danny's Grill.
He's
That's awesome.
worked there almost as long as I've been alive. So that was what is human decency in this world
And he
that our
retired the
world
next
needs.
day.
So I wanted to get from you guys on what is, in your opinion, definition of human decency.
An example or
Yeah,
a definition?
and
I had
Go
one
ahead.
An example or a definition?
I'll start off. Today I'm coming back home.
Mhm.
I live near Cox Farms, so I'm driving down Braddock Road back home. And you know the fall festival is getting started, and a big part of the fall festival are the goats. All these kids go and feed the goats, right? So I'm going down Braddock Road, and everyone's been to Cox Farms, right?
No.
Everyone's been out there.
Yes, I have been.
Fred, you need to take your grandson to Cox Farms.
Yeah, dude, you need to go to.
It's a fall festival. Yeah, you need to go.
My daughter is one of the scarers in Fields of Fear or whatever.
Billy
She's got a
boy,
job
last
there.
year you and I drove by it, but I've never been to it.
Yeah, the Fields of Fear is a very popular Friday night scare through the cornfields. It's very, very popular. But the hay rides are very popular. The slides, the food, the apple cider donuts,
Pumpkins.
all that stuff.
We got
Pumpkins, everything. So I'm driving down Braddock Road, and I notice off to the left, all the baby goats with their mama are slowly walking towards Braddock Road. There's no fence.
Okay.
There's no fence to stop them. And this is rush hour. I mean, cars are back and forth.
Right.
There's no fence to stop them.
Right.
I turn around, I haul ass up to the market, I find the manager, and I said, you need to get someone down there to where the goats are because they're about ready to walk onto Braddock Road and get hit, and all these goats get pummeled, and then there goes your fall festival. Apparently, the goats had gotten out. And it's not the first time they've gotten out. They had gotten out.
Oh,
so they
goats are very slicky.
And quickly, they sent a manager down to corral them because they were all walking towards Braddock Road. And these goats would have no idea what they're walking to. But there's no fence along Braddock Road to stop them. Now, along Pleasant Valley, there's a fence. There's a wire fence to stop them because they're usually in the summertime, they're out in that big field because I pass them every day. But there's no fence along Braddock Road to stop them. So I wanted to make sure they were aware. Someone get the goats back in before they walk out on a Braddock Road.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for
doing
that. That's awesome.
That's my good deed for the day. So that's a example of what is human decency in this world. So anybody can start.
All right, Bill, I got one for you. You and I did this together, actually. You didn't do it. Well, yeah, whatever. You remember when we went to the KFC or Taco Bell or whatever the hell it was? Years ago, you and I were in there, and I said, oh, dude, check this out. And there's these two guys were standing in the vestibule of the side door. Do you remember this? And there's a whole pack of kids, one of which was talking big crap to this taller kid. And he's got his fist. He's making a fist, which I saw. And I said, Bill, dude, that guy, they're going to freaking fight. They're going to jump the kid.
I don't remember this, but okay.
Yeah. And I went busting out, and Bill's like, what are you doing? I went busting out the front door right as I was getting to the door, the little kid hit the big kid, and they started fighting. And I went through the door. Of course, the big kid actually started pummeling this little kid who was starting it. He was the bully, the little kid. But the big kid started pummeling this little kid. And I ran out the door, split him up, made him sit. The rest of the kids, when I came out the door, the rest of the kids went flying. Whoa! They're running off. And so I just held these two kids because one assaulted the other, and I wanted to make sure that the big kid, who obviously done the most damage, wasn't going to get in trouble. He was just defending himself. And Bill came out also when he followed me out, and he went back in and called the police. And I waited with these two kids and kind of talked to them about, listen, what are you guys doing? I can't believe you're doing that, whatever. And then I said to the little kid, I said, wasn't a very good, bright idea, was it? You got yourself pumped, trying to start something.
Right.
Anyway, so to me, I don't know if I call that decency, Bill, but I want people to see things like that and say, hey, we don't want that. That's not something that we stand up and speak up.
That's part of what more joy goes in so many different directions. But that is a part of human decency and helping folks through all kinds of issues. Who's next?
I have one sample.
Okay.
I think human decency is, I apply it to like driving, because I sit there and I'll say bad words about people and they're driving,
Well,
but
you should be in my car with me.
but using your blinker light, following the rules of the road, letting somebody in, don't be a jerk and ride the tail of the person in front. So if two lanes are merging, alternate, use your blinker light, I think of that as just common courtesy, human decency. It makes everybody's day goes better and calms down if everybody is following the rules. That's
key word you just said, Pauline. Common courtesy. We should have a certain amount of common courtesy for one another in this world. Love your neighbor as yourself. It's so funny, but that's something that Jesus said how many ever 2000 or more, 2020 some more years ago. And since then, first century, second century, when a lot of other religions were formed, that's been their number one thing too. They just follow the line. If you go to Islam's number one is take care of the people, believe in Allah, and then take care of your neighbors. That's a precept in Islam. In Judaism is the same thing. That's the precept, is to love God and love your neighbors. And that's been something that almost every religion has as a precept.
I get that, but an everyday example of human decency. That's
Sure.
what I'm looking for. And it could have happened to you in your life. Someone could have done it for you. You could have done it for them. But looking for everyday examples of humanity. Amy, what about you?
I mean, I got a ton of them.
Yeah, me too.
Hit me.
Go ahead.
These are kind of the things I taught my kids, just simple things like patiently wait your turn. Don't shove ahead. I mean, I see that happening like at Walmart. Like, really? You have to get through the line 2 seconds faster than that other person? I saw somebody almost run over an elderly couple the other day just to get in front of them. Don't take credit for other people's work. Let other people, be happy for them. Speak up. Be nice. Just be nice.
Because at some point in time, they'll be the elder.
Exactly. Just
what
be
goes
nice.
around comes around, as they say.
Don't judge people based on looks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just don't lie to get what you want. Don't try to defraud people or stack the deck. Treat everyone equally, particularly when it comes to career choices. I work with a bunch of people who look down on others. So their education, their career choices, their house they live in shouldn't change how you
shouldn't bring people. A gun to Chipotle.
Yeah, well, it is, it has to do with
I want to hear what Fred's got, man. Fred.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going, Diva.
I was just saying.
Keep going, Diva.
It's like
Sorry.
just little things like that. Just like simple.
Yeah, totally.
Human decency, I think, is like a multitude of tiny things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the stuff you do every day to be decent.
Mm-hmm. I have one example. I was coming out of Sam's Club and I just bought a bunch of frozen fruit popsicles, and I was watching the guy collecting the carts, and I went, that is a hot job. I looked into one of my popsicle things, and I walked over and I said, would you like a pineapple popsicle? He just looked miserable out there, and he was like,
yeah. That's cool.
That's a perfect example.
It is a perfect example. You're just thinking of others.
Right.
While you're going about my grandmother, God, I keep calling my mother-in-law my grandmother. My mother-in-law.
Be careful with that.
I know. On Wednesdays, when our lawn service
she could be watching.
When our lawn service comes, they mow, and almost every Wednesday, if I'm still at home when they get there, she texts me on the phone because she can't make the stairs easily and stuff. She texts me and says, Lee, will you please take some water out to the lawn guys? And I'm like, no problem. So I always do, on my way out, I get
110 degrees outside. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, listen, this is what I know. They have a cooler on the back of their truck that they have water in. But my mother-in-law, there I go again. my mother-in-law just wants to make sure they have water. And I know they do, but I'm cool with that. I mean, I think that's a good idea, you know? So I take the water out to them, you
Yep.
know? But I know they got water. They got not only do they have a cooler, but they also have one of those. Remember, Bill, you get them from McDonald's that had the orange drink in them. Those little coolers with the water.
I'm loving the high C orange. I get that all the time now. Loving that they brought it back. Loving that they brought it back.
Do you mind if I tell a story?
You don't put me to sleep. Sure.
Not decency. No. I used to sell cars, and when I was selling cars at Larry Buick, and I remember this one because it involved my dad, and of course, this is my upbringing as well. But none of the guys in our store, we had this guy come walking in who was tattered clothes. He had dark skin. He was a white guy, but he's like sun-beaten white, guy. Obviously a hardworking guy, what you would call back in the day when it's respectful, a redneck. I mean, the guy had a hard sunburn on the back of his neck, and that's what made it red. And hardworking dude, right? And he came in, but he looked like we sold Buicks. You know what I mean? We sold more expensive cars, Buicks, and we also sold, sports car, Lotuses. And this guy came in, and immediately everybody profiled him and said, "Oh, hell no, he ain't buying no damn car," right? So everyone kind of scattered. And I'm sitting at the desk. It was not my up, if you know anything about car sales and stuff. It was not my up, but no one else was helping him. So I got up and I walked over to help him. I said, "Hey, how you doing, sir?" And he's like, "I'm all right." And he started, and I'm going to paraphrase all of this. He told me that, and he was kind of not real educated. He was kind of shy and didn't speak real well, but he was from West Virginia. And he had come from West Virginia hearing that there was work in D.C. And he got here and there was no work for him. And now he didn't know how to get back because he was planning on making money to get back. But now he has no money. He said, "I don't have any money." This is an older man, too. "I have no money. I can't get back." He was a little slow, but okay with me. I didn't care. And so I said, "Well, come over here, sit down, have a seat." And I started quizzing him about, who can come get you and all these. I started going into, let me see if I can help this dude. I mean, obviously he's in trouble and he's stuck here. So short story long story short, we got a hold of his sister up in West Virginia, who was working at the Walmart in whatever town in West Virginia. And she was like, that's her brother. And she was like, "He's where?" And so she talked to him. I could hear her talking to him. "Why did you go there?" And he's like, "I don't know. I wanted to get some money," and all this kind of stuff. And I said, "Listen," I took the phone from him and I said, "Listen, I'm going to put him up at a motel tonight. And you come and pick him up in the morning. That's when you can get here." She said, "As soon as my shift's over, we're going to drive down there. So I'll get there probably around 2 or 3 in the morning." I said, "Don't do that." I said, "He'll be sleeping. Take your time, go home, go to bed, get some rest, and then come in the morning. He'll be at that motel. Here's my phone number." Well, actually, I told her initially, I'm going to try and get him in a shelter. And so I called several shelter places. They didn't have any room for a single male. It was all families. It's all women, all that kind of crap. Women and children only. They didn't have any. Everyone was full as far as men were concerned. So that's when I called her back, said, "I can't get him into a shelter. I'm going to put him in a motel." I did not have the money or a credit card at the time to do the motel. So I called my dad, and my dad was like, yeah, I'll help you out with it. So I went and took him to over in Fairfax, right across from Fairfax High School, Bill, where the Denny's is. It used to be right there, right next to PJ Skidoo's. I took him to Denny's because that's where the motel was I was going to take him to. But I took him to Denny's first, I bought him a dinner, and he the whole time, like a couple times, he just started crying. "Thank you so much for helping me," And I'm like, "Dude, what else am I going to do? I mean, I can't leave you. I can't, if I know what's going on, I can't walk away from that, And so anyway, we put him into the motel down the street, one of those flea bag motels. It's there on Route 50. I mean, I didn't put him in the Hilton or anything. but I put him in one of those little motels on right there on 50. Called his sister, told her exactly where he was, gave her the address, everything else, and then I said, all right, dude, just stay right here until your sister comes in the morning, okay? And he's like, all right, I will. I told her what room is in and all that kind of crap. And and then I rolled out. And I don't know what happened with that guy. I don't know. I'm sure his sister came and got him. I didn't go back over there to make sure and ask somebody. I just did what I could do until and that's not something that I give myself credit for. That's my parents. You know what I mean? I was grown up and brought up that way. And I remember my dad saying to me, why'd you do that? Because you would have. And he's like, wouldn't you? And I looked at him, I said, wouldn't you? And he's like, well, yeah. I said, well, that's why I did it, Dad. Because you would have done it, And my dad still to this day, he doesn't remember half the awesome things that he's done in his life, And I'm, you did that, Dad. He's like, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. So anyway, but that's an example, I think, of the kind of thing I knew my parents about and other family members and other people. I've known many people. Bill, growing up in Good Shepherd, we had Delaney DeButts. In a minute, that guy would cough up money to help people with stuff. He did for the church anyway. Look at Monroe, not Roger. Monroe, first name. John Monroe. John Monroe in a heartbeat would have done something like that. And we had those examples. Your dad, Reem, for sure, would have done something like that. You know what I mean? We have those examples in our lives that we grew up with, and there's a reason why we would do those things. I hesitate in most all cases. I don't talk about things like that because it sounds like I'm beating my own drum. But I'm not beating my own drum. I'm beating my dad's drum. I'm beating my family's drum. I'm saying this is how I was raised, and I'm proud of who I am because of that. Yeah. And that's what I think I want to be able to share that. Yeah. That's why I do this. Hello. I want to be able to share that with people so that they can maybe use that as an example. And then when that happens, I can't tell you how many times I've seen an accident and I stopped my car to get out and see if I could render aid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times
I had one at Legato where I'm at a club. I sit at the clubhouse, and so there's an intersection right outside the clubhouse. And I was on the phone, and I heard, when someone's in a car accident, the crunching metal sound is a very distinctive sound. Yes. And you feel bad for what happened. So I turn. You have those concrete medians in the middle of the road that separate the roads. This guy must have been on his phone. He hit the concrete median and flipped his car. Okay, the crunching sound. So there was one of our contractors was outside. I run outside. He's out there. I told him to call 911, and I'll see this guy's okay. What bothered me was people came out of their houses and just stood there.
Yeah.
Not see if the guy's dead. Not see if he's bleeding.
You need anything? You need help? Nothing. They didn't say that.
They just stood and watched, and that really bothered me. And so, I got to the because the car was on its roof. His back window was blown out. He's okay. His stuff is scattered everywhere. The fire department is literally 30 seconds away. It didn't even take them 30 seconds for them to get there.
They probably heard the crash.
when the fire department kicks in the gear, these dudes are so well trained. They prop the car up so the car wouldn't tilt over anymore. They got this guy out in no time. But the indecency that people just watch just shocked me, because your natural inclination is to go try to help someone. Are they okay? Are they dead? Are they bleeding? Can we help them? Fred.
Objection. I've seen too many times personally, people have absolutely no idea what to do. They stand there and they watch, and then you have to simplify your instructions. I don't want to give examples because I've done all kinds of things, but this one particular guy motorcycle crashed to a car. We were in a shopping center, but I saw the whole thing. But it was on the road. It was on the road, and I was going to get in my car, and I had to tell literally everybody what to do. My kids were little. I said, "Stay in the car, Mom, stay with okay." And the motorcycle's running. It's on its side. Gas is leaking out of the thing. And I said, "Okay, somebody call 911. Somebody else stop the traffic from coming." And they
Here's
just
the
took it.
problem, Fred. Here, you just said something that we're taught in property management. If you say someone go call 911, 99 times out of
Yeah, let me
100,
finish.
it
Yeah,
hasn't
nobody-
been done.
You
You
call.
Yeah,
tell
have to do
someone.
that. Right.
Not-
You call 911. You stand over there and stop the traffic. Once the light switches, we're all dead. So you got to stop anybody from coming. Got it. You go. You do this. You do that.
That's right.
I have seen many
Kathy
intersection
told me that.
accidents where
She said you can't just say.
Someone.
I didn't know that, but
Right.
my wife was telling me after that. She said, you can't just say that. Nobody knows
Right.
what to do, and they all think somebody else ran. Somebody behind them did it. So,
But the amazing part of I've been in intersection accidents where the amount of people that do come rushing to help, and you've seen the videos where people are lifting a car off of somebody that is unexplainable. How the hell they did it? So the big man in the sky, but they were able to lift this car off when in a normal capacity with adrenaline, they would never have been able to do it. But the adrenaline kicks in, they lifted a car off somebody.
Yeah.
When I was a young fella, and we had chrome bumpers.
You're still a young fella, Fred.
On a small car, we could all lift the car off the ground about an inch or two.
Yeah.
We got 4 or 5 guys on a chrome bumper. We could pick the car. Like, it was always some girl's little car, not girl, a young woman's car, and we were all trying to impress her. So we got a few guys in the front, a few guys in the back, and we literally pick up her car and drop it on the side.
Yeah.
I've had that done.
You did, see?
Yeah, Chuck and his buddy used to bounce my car up onto the sidewalk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was our feeble attempt to be young and impress the young ladies.
Virile, yeah. You're trying to be
That's it.
virile and studly and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
That's
Chuck
right.
and
We could do
Kyle,
that.
I'm really proud. My boys were in Boy Scouts, and they learned a lot of real life lessons and things. Emergency, and they get their merit badges. But Chuck and Kyle, witnessed an accident on 81, and he was amazed at how many cars just kept going.
Really?
Whereas Chuck
It's one of the most dangerous interstates in the state. It is one of the most dangerous roads because people are just hauling ass down that road. And
I've had a friend die in 66 or 81.
And with texting nowadays, holy crap, they don't see shit.
But Chuck and Kyle jumped out, grabbed the fire extinguisher from the vehicle, run to check, call. You already started calling 911. Kyle on his phone. Chuck's going to talk to the people. 2 other cars did stop, and they start, looking. Say, okay, you make sure, clear the path for emergency vehicles.
Right.
All that stuff that people just look at you blindly. I had to take wilderness survival to go on one Boy Scout trip. And, there's step-by-step things that you do. You record, you write down, you do.
Yep.
And even now in school, AED teams, we have a set plan, and people are like, yeah, whatever. I said, no, take this seriously, because I might be the one that's, going to have that heart attack. I need
exactly. And no judge is going to convict you if you're doing your I don't
That's
know.
right. No, it's called the Good Samaritan law. Absolutely, Bill.
If you're trying to help somebody, you can never be convicted.
Yeah.
So
No, I have a good friend who's a firefighter, and he's hesitant when he's not on duty. He's hesitant to render aid because he's a professional, he's supposed to know how to do it. And if something happens to the person and their dumb lawyer figures out that he was a firefighter and the person still died, he can be sued. And if he's on duty, no problem. The department takes care of it. But if he's not on duty, he's screwed. Right. So he always makes sure I can't even. I've noticed things like, for instance, we were at Sesame Place in Philadelphia with the kids and everything, and we're all sitting there. And I turned around and I see this girl, large, big black girl who was working for Sesame Place, had her shirt on and everything, and had the big bun of braids on her hair, on her head, and she had like a thing of water. Okay, I'll finish in 2 seconds. What?
Shorten it from 15 minutes to 1.
All right, I'll stop. Go ahead.
No, you don't have to stop. I want to hear it, but short. I don't care what her hair looks like.
I'm trying to make it short, dude.
Go ahead.
Now
Shorten
Bill's
it.
laughing.
I'm doing.
Go ahead,
Here's
Fred.
my-
That
You
is
do
the
your thing.
human
It's not that
decency of
important.
this show.
Here is my human decency.
What I
am
have to
doing
say is not
what everybody
important.
else won't do.
That's great. Go ahead.
Short.
Go ahead, Fred. Fred, go ahead.
With what?
I thought you had something you wanted to say.
Absolutely not. I just
Oh,
said shorten it.
No, I did. I shortened it. You did.
Good story. I like it. Thank you, Lee.
Cool. Yep, no problem, buddy.
Nice and short.
Bill's losing it.
What else we got? Oh, it's going silent. No, I didn't ask for silent. I was just asking for short. That's all.
Just I'm looking for examples of human decency. In your life. That's all I'm looking for. One thing for me that I cannot stand are community yard sales.
Why?
I cannot stand them because what the community needs to do is contact Mayflower, United Van Lines, get about 20 tractor trailers through here, line them up at the local grocery store, take all your crap all you do is regurgitate your crap to somebody else, load up 20 tractor trailers, and take them to towns that have been blown out by natural disasters. Because those people now have nothing. Here in good old South Riding, they just regurgitate the shit from one house to another. Like, we already have way more than we need.
We did one for the first time when we moved 2 years ago. And I swore I would never do one, but we did. I'll make the story real short. This kid was, I don't know, about 13, 14 years old. And he was.
I don't think there's anybody who's going to ask you to do yours short. Go ahead.
I didn't hear it, but that's okay. I'm glad I didn't hear it. The kid was buying a bed that we were like, nobody's going to want this. He got the bed and the bed frame and all, and he looked at his parents and said, "Wow, this is my first bed." This kid's like 13 years old. I said, "It's your first bed?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Where do you sleep?" He's on the floor. And this is in Springfield. I said, "You never?" And I think they gave us like $5. Would you take $5? And I think we gave it to him because, like, dude, this is your first bed. Good luck. So I don't think you can safely assume, because we're in the richest counties, of course. There's some kids out there or people out there who just don't. Hang on, turn my volume up. There you go.
We have at our churches what they call no sale yard sale, where you just donate stuff. But they're doing it now to help the Afghan people who have come here that have nothing. And you don't know how life is until you have nothing in your life. House burned down or whatever. I mean, that's my biggest fear is fire. It's been that way since I was a child. Of losing everything I've ever owned is gone, and it's never coming back. So, or natural disasters. When I've gone down to Bay St. Louis and seen these houses that are just destroyed, and these people have the will to keep going, I'm like, wow. That the admiration for these folks who have nothing, off the chart. So, Amy, what about you?
As far as
I want to hear your list. Keep going.
my
I think we already
list.
did it. Did we do it?
Don't take what's not yours. Pretty simple. Don't let
tell my youngest. I could yell at my youngest daughter about that, but go ahead.
Clean up after yourself.
Tell my youngest daughter about
Don't
that
make
too.
messes and leave them for other people.
Tell my young daughter about that.
Don't gossip. Don't tell other people's stories. Other people's secrets are their secrets to tell, not yours. And then the last one is innocent till proven guilty.
There you go.
I think that's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with our country is you're guilty until proven innocent. That's the
It's
problem.
really bad.
That's
What's
the
that?
We're judging that stuff. It's insane.
Human decency. Here's a sample of human decency.
Oh yeah.
The lack of
See.
decency.
Yep.
Both my wife and my daughter. What the hell? I mean, really?
I
So
can't quite tell.
At 4:00 in the morning, I don't want to see that at 4:00 in the morning. So, sorry, I digress.
No.
I was from now on. It's gonna, when I was growing up, it was if the animal it was on its last legs, you're gonna take it to the vet at the Burke vet right down there, Little River.
Yes.
whatever the bird.
Little
We were always taught that
Veterinary
if the pet's going to be put down, they'll just take the pet and back her. I am taught now, do not do that, because the last thing the animal wants to have is being in a cold room on a cold metal table with a family that it's lived with all of their lives, not around them. So from now on, I'm walking my pet in till its last breath. I will sit there with the pet until it has its last breath. I will not let it just die alone, because they say that's one of the worst things you can do. If you're a pet owner and you're an animal lover, the worst thing to do is say, okay, take them. That's the end. That's never going to happen again. So that's my example of human decency.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lee, what about you?
What else do we have?
I've already given it to him.
No, I really wanted to get on human decency. The way our world is, where it's batshit crazy. Just your opinions of what is human decency.
I think even just
good.
being a good listener, just listening to people. And that's, something I try really hard sometimes, to just listen to my coworkers, because they don't really want me to fix their problems or do this for them. They just need an ear to just vent and listen to. And if all I can do is smile and nod, sometimes that's all they
Have
need.
you ever had to stop a class and talk to a kid, like take them outside of work and talk to them and see what the hell is going on? How can we, hey guys, take a break for a second, watch a video, read a book, whatever. I'm going to take this person outside. We're not going to embarrass them in front of the class. We're going to walk outside the classroom. Dude, what is going on? You guys have had, so Lee's not in his head. Obviously, Mary's had it before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you've had to, what the hell? And that's decency, where you're not embarrassing the kid because they're already embarrassed. They've shit their pants. They've thrown up whatever in class, where you walk out and say, I saw one video where, what country was it? Where it was the kid, I think it was like a second grade class. The teacher's outside. On the wall are 6 different examples of how they want to greet the teacher. And the kids would pack whatever one they wanted, and that's how they greet the teacher every day. I thought that was really cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
High five, hug, elbow, fist bump. Yeah, they get to pick.
Right.
I had one of the special ed teachers came to me when I was doing security at Falls Church and said, Lee, I need you to do something for me. And I said, okay, what's that? Apparently the kids have been making fun of this other kid who I know, this other kid. I mean, kind of know him. He's got 11 other kids in his family. Anyway, he's smelled. And she asked me if I could talk to him about hygiene and all that stuff. And I knew that the coaches had like little packs, hygiene packs that would like have soap and shampoo and deodorant and those kind of things in them that they would give to their players. I knew that just from talking to them. So so I just took this kid and he did. And I took him down to the gym and we talked a little bit about it. I said, dude, you're smelling. That's why people give me a hard time, right? And he said, yeah. And so we talked about it. And he didn't have a dad. He's got his mom with like 7 other kids in the house. And she didn't have time to do all that stuff, teach him how to do this or that. He probably was sleeping on the floor too, Fred, just like you said. He just didn't know how to take care of himself. And so we had a little class about that. I didn't get him a shower or anything. But and I said to him, though, too, he said that it was he couldn't get into the bathroom. I said, guess what? And the coach was there, and I pulled the coach over, and we both, were really nice to this kid. And he said, anytime you want to come down here and take a shower in the morning, bro, you're perfectly welcome. There's no one down here. You can come down here, jump in the shower. And they gave him a bag of all the toiletries that he would need. And he said, you can keep those in your locker. And anyway, from then on, I mean, the kid was like not crying really, but he was, I think we handled him well without embarrassing him, right. Without making him feel like he was less than or anything like that. I think both of us handled him pretty well. And apparently from what the coach told me, he actually started coming down every other day or so and getting a shower there at the gym at PE. He would walk, because he walked from the big apartment complex that was near the school. and he would come in, and he would come in early in the morning. He would do that. So, and then he also brought his little brother, and then he took his little brother to elementary school at one point too.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
during the pandemic, when everything was pretty much shut down, I'm sure all of us in this room helped out small businesses, restaurants, to keep them going. We went to one. We would go do takeout at this one restaurant called El Tequila, which is up at Stone Ridge. And I remember one time we walked in and ordered, and the guy started crying. And I said, "Why are you so upset?" He goes, "You're doing takeout is help keeping this restaurant afloat," because they'd only been open like maybe 6 months, maybe 8 months before the pandemic hit. And so he was like, the takeout is helping all of us small businesses. And he made a very good point. The schools have always asked the small businesses to help them. Now it's the small businesses telling the schools, you help us out for a change. We've sponsored you. Now you help sponsor us. And I thought that was pretty poignant, but he was, when you're just doing takeout and saying, hearing from someone that this is helping keeping them afloat, I thought that was we did our good deeds for the day to help keep places rolling. So,
and there's lots of businesses that do that. It's funny. I wanted to give you guys I'm going to give you a little commercial. This is these sunglasses are from a place. You notice how the thing broke off. Place called Shady Rays, and they cost like $28, which is expensive because they're plastic and stuff. But they're lifetime warranty. Anything happens to it, breaks off, you lose them, someone steals them. Guess what? That happened to me. That one broke. I went online, paid the shipping. Here they are. Here's the other part about why they're $28. 10 families get fed for every pair of glasses you buy from them. So that's cool. I didn't even know that when I bought the first pair. But when I got the second pair, the box said, you fed 10 families today by buying these glasses.
Right.
So I'm like, see, that's another way. If you look for those companies that have a heart and support them, they support the community. And that's the way that goes.
Ever been to a grocery store where the person in front of you, for whatever reason, they're embarrassed, their card's not going through, they don't have enough cash? Have you stepped in to say, I got this, don't worry about it, I got this?
Yeah.
Everyone's done that?
I have.
Okay. Fred, what about you?
I tried to one time in Lorton. Actually, I was at the dollar store. Let me, in fact, go back. Hang on. Let me see you guys. I was at the dollar store getting, I don't know, tape or something. And the lady in front of me was getting a little cocktail hot dogs in a tin can and, I don't know, 3 or 4 things.
Vienna sausages.
And she didn't have the money and she left. And I would have if I reacted quickly, I could have done it. But I was like, what just happened? I've never experienced this.
Right.
And look at the guy behind me, and the lady's gone, and the cashier puts it all back. So I paid for my stuff, and I was still hesitant. I said, and I got it. She put it in the bag, and I was getting ready. I said, wait a minute, let me go back here. I said, get her stuff back here. Let me go get it. I'll meet her in the parking lot. And I bought it, and she was gone. And I wasn't going to eat the little cocktail hot dogs. I just chucked it. I left it where I would have chucked it out on this. So
you love those Vienna sausages.
Have you ever
those little Vienna sausages? They look like little penises.
Yeah, that's right. And she had like some crackers and stuff like that.
They do. I'm sorry. When I was a kid, they pulled it out. I go,
God.
that looks like a little penis.
I always buy food for people on the corner when they're begging, because I'm never sure with money. Everybody says, you give them money, they're going to buy booze. I don't know what to do with money. But I'll go into the store at the shopping center and I'll buy them a bag of usually fruit and maybe a box of cereal. Like you can always, eat that. Yeah. It's not going to go bad or anything.
I think you mentioned that one time, Fred. I think you mentioned that one time, and we put together with the kids. We went over to Target to their travel thing, and we put together a bag of travel stuff, and we put together like 5 bags, and then I think the next time we went to the dollar store. We got wise. But we had these bags, so when we see someone hand handling or whatever, we just hand the bag out, and they're like, "Thank you, God bless you, thank you so much."
That's what my friend does with her kids. They put bags together.
That's a good idea.
They do. They just a bag of stuff, snacks, and like you said, toiletries and stuff. Have you ever bought food for the car behind you? Pay for
many a time. No, I'll find out what they because it's usually an A and a B. I'll find out what
Not me.
did it cost behind me to pay for it.
I don't even know, but one time we were coming out of Chick-fil-A two lanes at the same time, and I don't know who was supposed to go first, but the guy stopped and let me go first. So I went up and I said, whatever he's buying, I got it. And it was just I was out and gone before he finished, and I heard the car beeping, so he was, I think he beeped.
The drive-through difference. They do that with WGTS on Thursdays. They say Thursday drive-through difference day, and a lot of people do it. In fact,
I've never done it.
Really? Have you ever seen them at, like, for instance, at Starbucks? There'll be a chain. The first person buys a coffee, and then he buys the one for the one behind him, and then that person buys one for the one behind them. Anyway, I heard one time somebody called in on the drive-through difference from Starbucks and said we went 20 deep today. When they had one guy started and went 20 people paid for the person behind him, and that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
when you see that and witness that, that's decency. That's cool. That's fun. And more people should do things like that.
And I'm the opposite. Get the hell out of my way. Don't pay for me. Leave me the hell alone. Let me get my coffee and go. Why are you paying for me? Go give it to somebody who needs some money. I don't need anybody. You go.
Do not spend 15 minutes at the drive-thru figuring out what the hell you want to eat. And there millions of times you know the menu by heart.
It's McDonald's.
Yeah.
I know, Pauline was
it's like it's Chick-fil-A. Come on, what the hell?
I was just going to say, buying food for military veterans. I mean, there was a young Marine, Dunkin' Donuts one morning, and I looked over, and I'm like, he was at the next register, and I kind of motioned. He wasn't paying attention. I'm like, it's on me. So he's like, goes to pull out his wallet, and he's going to start counting out cash, and the lady said, it's been taken care of. And he looked around, and 3 families, we all stood up and we just applauded and said, thank you for your service. He has no idea who paid for it. But he was
every person I see with a military hat, a USS Reagan or US whatever, anybody who's got a military hat, it's always thank you, sir, for your service, or thank you, ma'am, for your service. Anytime and every time.
Why not for civilian employees?
I know. Listen, I'm going to tell you what I did, Fred. I've done this before. I was sitting at McDonald's getting my breakfast one morning, and on a whim, I saw a Fairfax County police car pull into the drive-thru, and I thought, you know what? Shit. And I jumped up and I went over to the register and I said, listen, there's a police car coming through your drive-thru right now. I want to pay for his meal, whatever he orders. He ordered a couple breakfast burritos and a coffee. That's all he ordered. But I said, here's my credit card. Take it back to the drive-thru, where that thing is. And I let him take my credit card. And I just wanted them to pay for his meal. You know what I mean? I wanted to just pay for whatever he was going to get. And I knew it wasn't going to be much. It might have just been a coffee. I don't know what he was going to get. But I was like, I knew he wasn't going to be ordering for the whole department or anything. And I was going to get screwed. But but I just paid for his 2 burritos and thing. And he had no idea. That and see, that's the other thing, Fred. I can't identify civil servants unless they're a police officer with a uniform.
No, you're right.
Or, I would buy you a meal if you work because you work for the transportation if I knew, but there's no way in hell I know that.
Somebody said that to me. If we had a government jacket we wore or something, and somebody said, "Get the hell out of here! Leave me alone! You're not buying me breakfast. Get out of here!"
Well, they just said it's done, taken care of. Thank you.
So, Fred, why are there interstate highways in Hawaii?
Because they're part of the interstate
and
highway
Alaska.
program.
Why, Fred?
It's the funding.
NOA and ACACA.
It's the funding through the interstate highway system.
Yeah, but it doesn't go interstate.
No, but the system that funds this, the gas tax, and all that stuff, and they're under our rules of highway traffic control devices. They have to use
Senator Inouye and Senator ACACA are on the committee that hands out money. So, what's the name of that committee?
The handout
Ways
committee.
and Means.
TNT,
that's outside. What's it called on the Senate side?
Oh my God, we always call it TNT.
Appropriations Committee. They hand out all the money.
Yep.
So So in Inouye and ACACA are like the big wigs there on the Appropriations Committee. And
however,
one of them was the chairman of the.
Mr. Bailey,
I don't know.
However, I
Uh-oh.
lost my pen.
NOA? Are you looking for NOA's card?
I'm looking for a pen that I wanted to use. I found
Oh.
a,
Usually you bring out a business card.
I know. I thought you were getting ready to bring out NOA's business card.
I should. I wish I had that.
You have a Kakas?
Nope, neither one of them.
And you don't have
Who's
the
it gonna
guys
say?
up in who were the
so
guys?
they were
Stevens
the interstate
and
highway system.
Murkowski.
Well, the interstate highway system was funded and named, and the signs are the same from before these guys were even on the hill.
What?
Goes back
No,
to the
but they
50s.
didn't have interstates in Hawaii until Akaka and NOA came along. Same with Alaska.
Same with Virginia.
Stevens,
Same with Virginia.
and well, yeah, but Virginia's interstates go interstate.
Right, but there's part of the interstate highway system to get the money.
But the highways go from one state to another. In
Right.
Hawaii, they don't go to any other state.
That's true,
It should just
but
be a-
but they
should be
but
just
they
a
are,
hi- should just
they
be a
are part
highway.
of the system.
I know,
part of this-
Fred. We're not getting it's all good. It's
Yeah.
and that's not even that isn't even a partisan thing because Alaska, while the Hawaiian guys are all Democrats, the Alaskans were all Republicans, and guess what? They both had a couple of interstates in their states. So
Yeah.
it's a bipartisan thing. It's just and it's okay too. I'm kidding. It provides jobs. That's one of the reasons for it is provides jobs in those states to make those highways.
Eisenhower wanted the states to connect.
Yeah.
And there's a thing called forts to ports. You can think about this for a minute. To get to Ocean City from Washington or to get to Virginia Beach, about the same distance roughly. And one of them takes you on all these Route 50, all the little roads to get to Maryland.
Mhm.
But to get down to Norfolk Naval Shipyard, you got highway all the way, 95 to 64. Why? Somebody comes and attacks us, and there's somebody in Richmond, and you got to get him to Norfolk. You can get him to Norfolk real easy. If you're taking them to Atlantic City, you've got to do all the little roads that go along. So everywhere in this country, you can get soldiers, to, service people, soldiers, whatever they are, to a port and get them out of there.
Yeah.
You know, you look at a map of the interstate highway system, and you'll see. Sometimes you go, well, that's not even a big city. What's it going there for? I've never been to Fort Bragg, but I'll bet you there's a highway for Fort Bragg.
Bet you there is. Well, 95. On
Right,
95, you just drive down 95 and Fort Bragg's right along
you're
the
there.
way.
Yeah, that's
and
what's gonna
Route
happen.
1, too. Route 1
Yeah.
runs parallel to 95. So in case one gets bombed out, they got another highway that can go. That's the rural highway, whatever it is. I don't know.
And did you ever see where sometimes it's not an exit, but it's like veers off, goes around the ramp, and comes down the other side? And out of nowhere, it's like, I'm 50 miles from the nearest anything. Why is, in case they got to knock that gate down and just keep going and rolling, get their guys rolling and over on the other side.
Yep, there's one right there. There's one right here up by Alexandria off of 495. There's one of those big zoom over things.
Oh, and do you
doesn't
guys
go anywhere.
know
It goes from one highway to the same highway.
the numbering of the highway system? This could
I
be the
have
most
heard it
fascinating
before.
night
I
of your
can't
life.
Evens that way, odds are that way.
Oh, yeah, east-west is even, odds is down, up and down, north and south. Yeah, I'd heard it before. I couldn't remember what it was.
And 3-digit, like 195 or 495?
Is
It's
a
a
route.
loop.
An even number for the first one is a beltway. An odd number.
No, because 495 is a beltway.
Yeah, the first
Odd
number. The first
number.
digit.
First number is
It's a
even.
belt-
Oh, the first digit.
First digit.
Gotcha. So 395 is
495 is a
considered
beltway that goes around 95. So you might have multiple
Got it,
495s and
got
multiple
it.
295s.
Okay, got you.
Then an odd number is a spur. Goes from the district to Springfield, for example, and then 395 dies.
Right.
Or you can go the other
right.
either way.
Yeah,
What
I
is it?
would. Somebody, it may have even been you, Fred. I may have
been me.
listened to you tell me the whole story one time, but I think it was when I was younger. My dad might have given me the whole rundown
Probably.
on how the highways work.
Since he was in the Army, he probably knew all
Oh
that.
yeah, he knows all that crap.
I just looked it up. Hawaii has 4 and Alaska has 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Oh, are you kidding, crazy cat lady? There's no way Hawaii could have more than Alaska.
There's
Or
an
Alaska have
extremely-
more than Hawaii.
Extremely complicated
That's not how it works.
formula. Miles, like you take a state like Wyoming's an odd one because it's got a lot of miles to get somewhere, but not a lot of people and not a lot of stuff going through there.
Montana, yeah.
So right. So then you get New York that says, hey, or maybe Connecticut or New Jersey would be perfect. We don't have as many people as some of these other states, but we got everybody driving, people going through.
Yeah.
coming out of New York. All kinds of things are happening. So there's a very complicated formula that only a few people know how to apply, and the states always object anyway, no matter how we apply it, and they continue to fight.
Right.
That's right.
You know, and that's how they get the federal tax dollars money.
Yeah.
You know, do you know how? You know, the sign says exit whatever.
I knew he'd bring one out. I knew
he
it.
had a card.
That's just my mechanic. That's where.
Okay.
It was just on my desk right here. So it says, you know, Braddock Road, and then up here is a little sign on the top of the sign that says.
Yeah, I know about those. That's where the exit is. Yeah.
That's the
whichever
exit.
side that is where the exit is.
Whichever
on the
side
left
that's
side or
on
the right side.
Whatever side of that little sign is over to the big sign, when it's like this, and it says Braddock Road, exit 10.
Yeah.
So
That's
if
on
it's
the
on,
left
if it's
side.
on the left,
If
it's
it's
a
on the
left-hand
right
exit.
side,
If it's on the
it's on
right,
the
it's a
right
right-hand
side.
exit.
And they have that here because 66 has a left-hand exit to Front Royal
Yeah.
going around.
That's how I know. I just tell this, and it talks.
Ways.
It talks to me.
I wish
how I
more
know.
people would know that and they wouldn't cross over 4 lanes in front of you. That is not human decency.
I guarantee you, day, if you were to have people in 2021 be forced to use a paper roadmap, they would have no idea what the hell they were looking at.
No.
Hey, there you go.
Because back in the day, it was fun. It was a part of the travel,
Oh,
and
yeah.
kept it cut down on the boardom. You know,
That
look at the
was
map
my
as to where to go.
I had those big freaking maps and I
Mhm.
had planned everything all out and wrote out
Oh,
the
yeah.
directions.
Yep.
My mom worked for AAA, and she used to plan. That was her job.
I
With
didn't know that.
vacation
In Fairfax?
planner. I don't know. No, I'm sure not. Iowa probably is when she was working there. When my dad was at Iowa State University. She probably was at Iowa State doing planning for AAA, and she was just a map or U-Haul or somebody, and they did the cross country, telling you which best highways to take and all that kind of crap.
I had a telephone recorder. I mean, not a telephone. I had a recorder, a little tape recorder about this size back in the 80s or 90s, whenever that was.
Yeah.
And I would look at the map. I'd be at home. I'd look at the map, and I'd see whatever it says. When you pass the church, and I tell myself, pass the church, and on the right-hand side is, Cabbage Road. Go down Cabbage Road till you get past the school. And I talk to myself all the way
Go
through.
to Broccoli Road.
Yeah. I would.
Cabbage Road, Broccoli Road. Yeah.
There you go. Here's one we've studied. The Federal Highway Administration has studied how women take directions and how men take in give directions. Men typically will say west, and the women will say, turn left, and the men will typically say go west when you get to this intersection. And the women typically use a thing that you can notice, like a church or a school or
landmark. Yeah.
Sunoco.
Yeah.
The Sunoco on the corner.
They'll say, go till you hit the Sunoco and then turn right. And the guy will say, head north for 4 miles and exit, east or whatever.
Well, but they might mention the Sunoco, but they won't say turn right. They'll say then go west.
That's right.
Go to
The
the
men will say
Sunoco,
go west,
go
the women will
west.
say turn right.
Honey, I
That
got
would
this.
kill
Don't
me.
worry. Honey, I got this. I got
Yeah.
this. I got this. Don't worry.
You're doing, what's his name? Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
In
From
London,
vacation.
European vacation.
European vacation. Look,
Chevy
kids,
Chase?
Parliament, Big Ben.
It went
Chevy
from
Chase?
light.
Can't get right.
It went from daylight to nighttime. No, that's okay. I got this.
Look,
I got
kids,
this. Honey,
Parliament,
I got this.
Big Ben.
I'm not stopping. I'm not
That's
stopping.
my favorite line.
And then
I
it
gotta
gets
get
dark.
that line for my radio show. Look, honey, Parliament, Big Ben. Kills me. That's as bad as you know what my other favorite one is when is Money Pit when Tom Hanks falls
through?
down. Oh no, when the bathtub goes through the
Oh,
floor
that's right.
and he looks down and he just starts laughing and he laughs and he can't stop laughing the absurd laugh that he has. I mean, my God, that's one of the funniest things. He just laughs and laughs, and what's her name's crying. She's like, "Why are you
Shelley Long.
laughing?" And he's like, "Have you ever seen that movie, Diva?
I love
The Money
that.
Pit."
Yeah,
Everybody
it's a
seen
great
it?
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great movie.
it's a great
Listen,
movie.
we got to wrap
That's
this up.
classic. That's
I do
classic.
have an announcement as we wrap this up. I wanted to let you all know that I'm retiring from this and trivia at the end of this year. I'm going off the grid in 2022 to focus on my book. So I'll be periodically tap in once in a while, but I am retiring all this at the end of this year. Lee will continue on with it. But I want to finish this book. I keep telling myself I'm going to finish it. And I
What are you
keep telling
writing
everyone
about?
else to finish their goals. I'm going to finish mine. So
What are you writing
All
about?
Excellent.
I'm writing. It's a hockey book that I'm writing called Inside the Mask. So I'm going to go off the grid and really focus on this and just kind of take a step back from doing a lot of social stuff. So end of
All
this
right,
year.
y'all.
Awesome.
So
Good night.
all right, guys.
Yeah.
Hi,
See you
guys.